All right, hello, Avignon. So, as it turns out, you have to actually hit the button that transfers the scene over that lets people actually hear you talking in that. So, interesting little lessons for me. Uh-oh. Where's that gone? There we go. So, yeah, as it turns out, you do have to press the whole thing that transfers scenes. Ah, no, not the mister. Yeah! Yeah. I did my whole intro thing. I was like, hello, Avignon. How are we all doing today? Meow, 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 meow. And then I look over. I'm like, I forgot to transfer scenes. Oh, no. Anyways, we're playing Mechwarrior Online today, so let's go ahead and get into it now. Hear that soundtrack kick in the background there. Is that compensation? Nick is late for starting the screen. Oh, no. Yes. All right. You'll be compensated 30 seconds of nonsense in that. You can start your payments in now. Anyways, I had loaded up a match before this with a Shadow Cat. We're going to go ahead and see. Camera's really freaking out for some reason. I'm not sure why. Hang on a second. Like, you see my eye just like completely glitching out there. All right, 1 second. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hold on a minute here, chat. Let me just fix that. Seems to be freaking out a little bit. We're just going to break the cat boy for a second and then turn him back on. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Right? Maybe yes, maybe no. Oh. What the heck is going on with this thing? Okay, hang on a second. Technical difficulties. Unplug this thing and then replug it. Sometimes it does this. I don't know why. You know, it wouldn't be one of my streams if everything worked right off the bat, would it, right? Just gotta redo the camera, turn it on, turn it back on again, see if that works. Right? Right. Alright, there we go. Nonsense applied. You know, it's hilarious, because right before I started stream, I was like, yeah, okay, I've done all my tech stuff. Everything's working the way it's supposed to be, right? Nothing could possibly go wrong. And then, well, see now as I just stare intensely at you, waiting for the camera to turn back on. Hang on a second. All right, do you want to stop, like, distorting me now? Yes, no, maybe so? Huh? Yeah? 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 All right, we're back. Scuff starts. I love it. All right, anyways, VTuber curse and whatnot. Let's get into some actual Mechwarrior Online then, shall we? So, need to figure out which tab it is. Right, so, Rifleman 3C is what we'll be playing today. AC-20 in the right arm, 2 snub PPCs in the right torso, XL280 engine because I like to go fast. XL's a bit of a risk here, but again, I feel fairly confident with the speed it gives me. I could swap out to a lighter engine. I could go down to like a light 250 or something, but that does make me a lot slower. I think that it is worth it doing the XL, personally. I know that this is a brawler, and it's kind of a risk because, of course, like, you lose your left side torso tanking like that. But I find that typically with the Rifleman, it's not as big of an issue, and the tonnage saved is generally worth it. So that's my take on it anyways. I'm going to go ahead and hop into a match here. Oh, wow, that was very fast. All right, Vitric Station Assault sounds fun, so let's do that. Yeah. Yeah, first 5 minutes of stream, I already forget to click the scene over, and then my camera breaks, so we're speed running this one today. Alright, we might be going HPG Manifold. Alright. HPG Manifold Skirmish, so we're going to be cruising around the skate park. I keep looking at HPG Manifold and just like, with the way the ramps are and the kind of like arena look to it, I can't not think of this map as just like a big mech-sized skate park. I want to see an Atlas kickflip, you know? Just little things in the world. By the way, how's the audio? Y'all good hearing me out there? Don't want my Neko nonsense to fall on deaf ears. Alright, let's see. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. How about the old 007 salute? Yeah, meow meow to you too, Muffins. All right, let's get into the game. So, we are joined by... I don't actually recognize pretty much anyone in this lobby. I've probably played with some of these people before, but none of the names jump out at me as familiar, so... Let's see where we go. Ooh, we're on European servers this time. Okay, interesting. Alright. Stand by to hit our override, and we'll get into the match. So our goal is to be kind of skirmishing. We're going to be looking for that 350 meter damage range here, which is a little bit further than you normally expect these kinds of weapons to be effective at. Normally these things are around that 270 to 300 meter mark, so this does give us a little bit more reach, which is kind of nice. Given we are a bit more fragile of a mech, kind kind of on the lighter side of heavies, as it were. Don't really have a whole bunch of structure or armor core to rely on, or generous hitboxes, so we're going to just have to snap our shots and then flick into cover. So right side stack, as with many Intersphere mechs. So going to be firing the PPCs and the EC-20, which I'm not going to shoot because I have 30 shots and I don't want to waste ammo. And we're going to go from there. Yeah. I do like this combo quite a lot because it's 40 pinpoint damage front-loaded into the enemy's compartment of choice. You also get the additional splash damage given by the snub PPCs, so that's technically 50 damage per pull of the trigger. So it's quite good for that, although it does suffer a little bit from heat buildup over time, since I think you can get like 3 shots off before you're just like completely cooked. Still, you can then just rotate in the AC-20 while the snubs are on cooldown, and well, I say cooldown as in heat instead of the like proper cooldown waiting period. We're gonna go contest the right side a little bit over here because I like to try and group up on this side, catch anyone who's like a little bit close there. Plus, it stops the like close rush from that side, and it means I can right side peek people, which is better for this mech. See somebody up here already. We don't quite have line of sight on that. We can see them, but our guns are slightly below cockpit level, so I didn't want to shoot that. Now, with ourselves set up on this ramp, we can do that. Bam! Component destroyed. Probably took one of his arms off. Alright, Vindicator over there. LB5s and ER mediums. Interesting. Oh, just narrowly avoiding the wall there. Do we have a wall sniper? We do. We got a Direwolf C up top. So I've commented before about assaults being in backline and how well that works and whatnot compared to other mechs. That said, a singular assault is a fine investment to make as long as they know when to drop down. Oop, we can see there's some Gauss rifle fire coming from up there.
New target.
A flea in our backline with small lasers and no leg, and he's about to die. Good night. So, Hydraulic Terror bites the dust. Oop, that is a lot of laser. Okay, we're gonna give up this side because we've been scouted out, and I see an opportunity here. Hello, sir.
Target spotted.
What? Oh, okay, miss him. Proto AC-2s. I can just take this fight, but I don't want to give him free damage, so.
Target spotted.
Alright. Contesting basement here. I feel confident enough to push in right now. Using thermals here to get a good profile read because it's a little dark down here sometimes. Night vision does this, which just turns the entire screen line green. Checking our right flank there. He should have been pushed out. Yep.
New target.
Yeah, just fire the PPCs there, just because it doesn't take ammo, and there's a chance I might get some chip damage, and I'm super cool right now, so I don't need to worry about heat. You always want to be using your resources. Heat is a resource, so even if you don't have like a ideal shot, it can be worth firing it off, because you're always wanting to be cooling. ABC is always be cooling in that. It's a good way to remember it. Yeah, they're pushing around the outside here, and we've kind of hold up that flank. This gives us a chance to either push out here and try and shoot them,
and a bunch circling around.
Looks like our Timberwolf has decided to join us for. Or we could have gone around the other way and tried to go for a flank, but that exposes us to other risks. Hello, sir. I'm going to just zap that guy. Now, that is a scalpel build if I ever saw one. 6 large pulse lasers is nasty. To worry about who is up top. Let's see. Checking this corner. Bloop. I should get some shots into him before they return fire. Actually, were those large pulse or large X-pulse? I should not have stared at that. Ow. Okay. That is a thing we can shoot down. Bloop. Uh-oh. You again. Where are you? There you are.
New target acquired.
Now, this is a fight I feel favored in taking, because if he peeks me again, he just dies. He should not be here. Yep. Ah, just barely missed him. My aim's ever so slightly off. He's going to disengage and run. I am running Cord, which is less than ideal. I stared at laser mechs more than I should have. Yeah, that Warhammer up there. Silver bullet Gauss rifles and a whole bunch of medium laser. I'm gonna try and take that shot. Keep an eye on my rear, because I know that that flanker is somewhere up there still. He moves very strangely. I'll give him credit. Gonna mark him on the map. I see him cutting to the right now, and instead I'm going to go for the close quarters play, expecting him to peek here. He does. Boop, gotcha. That's what we were looking for. Clicking light mechs out of existence. Front-loaded pinpoint damage, very good at that. So, even though they can play with fire, they have to remember that I have a very large sledgehammer. Alright, there's a gargoyle way over there with laser vomit, so we'll contend with that later. There's this stalker, which is all large pulse lasers, and I believe there's something with X pulses, since I saw a bunch of purple laser fly by. Take a little look-see around. Oh, hello. That is a hit, at least. Damage is damage, so we will take those. What? Oh. It's just barely out of range. Oh, never mind, they got it. right, so I'm going to put up a UAV here because I think I have range, right? Yep, just barely able to get that up in time. There we are. Now we can see the threats in question and identify them properly. I am running cord, so I have to be very careful about that. The nose protrudes quite a bit. Ow.
Target spotted.
All right, so this is not the ideal position for me to be in right now because if they decide to push our front line, then I am just toast.
Target
I'm
spotted.
going to take a look-see behind me here and then readjust accordingly. There's a Warhammer over here that is also running cord. I am confident that if I shoot him, I will win that fight, but it's really going to be who gets the first shot off in this case, so try for sneaky flank shenanigans. Check here on thermals. See, take a little look-see. I have seismic, so I should be able to pull up to this corner and then stop and check. Let's find out. Nope, nobody nearby. Okay, cool. So push up ever so slightly here. I had to worry about laser mechs trying to click on me, which is going to be a big... Oh, crap. There you are.
Critical damage.
All right, this is going to basically be me shoot you once, and nope.
Critical damage.
Look at me, bitch. Ag. I think I walked into this side torso. He got one shot into me. I fired the AC-20 there, but yeah. Oh, hello, Marks. How you doing? No, we just bit the dust there, unfortunately. Front lining. Dude, this Marauder is super cored out. Damn. Let's see. Timberwolf over here trying to do laser things. All right. Interesting loadout with that. All of them going into the low mounts on the Timberwolf. Does mean that is a little vulnerable to his peaking like profile. Normally you have like on the top left side, you've got 3 nice energy mounts there for, I forget which Timberwolf. Shoulder, arm. It's either the arm or the shoulder. I can't remember which module. I want to say it's the left torso. But yeah. Direwolf here has ER larges and Gauss rifles. Very safe long-range build. They have taken some damage, though. They've fallen back here a little bit. They're just holding their sight line. Kind of what you want to be doing with it, but again, having wall snipers and stuff like they have here, I think that they're getting better value. They've just got their whole commanding firing line there. Yeah, so unfortunately, we're going to get folded here. We got an Azil down here, light PPCs, MRM-10. Do kind of like that build as a little bit of a poking skirmisher, so it's interesting. I'm not the biggest Azil player. I don't actually remember if I own one. I think I own one. I feel like I've played one at one point, but I don't remember too much besides that. But I've seen them like kind of around the battle space, and they seem to be okay. So let's watch as our last guy goes off on his merry adventure here, trying to go for a shot or two. But unfortunately, they've got high ground and a lot of damage to deal there. So yeah, we made a couple mistakes this game. I should have tried to like walk a bit more fire into my arms. Unfortunately, we lost our right torso weapons, and then that was kind of that. I think it was the silver bullet Gauss that crit us out, and then we lost all the snub PPC goodness. So that would have been the deciding factor of fighting that Warhammer. This is the also downside of skirmish. You get one guy who's like last one left alive. He doesn't have a chance to actually kill off all 7 enemy mechs remaining, but he's just gonna try and draw out the match a little bit here running around, so yeah. Not the biggest fan of this. He could potentially pick up another kill, but this match has already been decided, so.
Left torso, critical damage.
Luckily, though, this gargoyle should get another zap here. Oop, he does walk his lasers, so once he pops left torso, this guy should go down. I don't know how much armor the gargoyle actually has. He should be able to just tank him here, I think. He's got a lot of laser. We saw him briefly flash there. Looked pretty orange. Okay. So he's doing a good job walking damage across himself. Credit to him. Trying to get one last cheeky kill in here. Should see a CT pop here any second. There goes his leg. And there goes his side torso. Wop wop. So yeah, just drawing the match out for a little bit. We'll throw it a GG. We gave it some effort, but unfortunately we did not manage to hold the side there. Yeah. So 349 damage dealt. Again, not the most damage, but we did manage to get a cheeky kill on a flea there. I missed a couple of shots that I should have hit, but hey, whatever. I'll take it. Again, I was a little concerned, like, anytime you see an assault on a wall on something like HPG Manifold or up top, like camping in the far back in Victric Station or something of the like, you have to consider, like, what you're doing to get that tonnage up there. Because that's 100 tons that you've got in the back line that's not now aggressively holding the front line and such. So there is certain caveats to it. It's not a bad thing to do, as in you can get a lot of value from it. It's just you need to know when to rotate out of sniper position and then start serving as your team's front line. And a lot of players like to play the very safe way, where I call it one-handed gaming, where you just like, you got one hand on the mouse and one hand in the bag of chips, just shoving your face full, because you're just kind of sitting there. You're basically a base defense turret up top, but knowing when to rotate out, that definitely changes the flow of a match. Like, I've shown this mech off before. I don't really run direwolves. I have one that I got from an event. Apparently I got a skin for it too. Or did I? Or did I just do a one-shot consumable? Huh. No, apparently I own Buccaneer camo for this. I don't remember when I got this direwolf. I did not buy this thing. I know that much. It was just given in like an event. I think I got the Buccaneer skin with it too. But anyways, you can do a build like this where you get Gauss rifles, ER larges, ER mediums, and you spend a bunch of time on a wall camping with this build. The important thing is to know, okay, it's time for me to be the front line. We're in the second half of the game. Our frontline mechs, they've all gotten stripped out or just kind of like limping along. Maybe they're missing a side torso. That's when it's your turn to show up on the front line, even though you can be long-range fire support, because you need to now rotate in and tank hits while the rest of your team is able to kind of fall back and play secondary positions. That's the important difference there of like, well, sharing armor, equalizing kind of like the tonnage split difference. Because if your front line just gets folded, then you find yourself as still like the fresh mech who's getting a bunch of value up top on the hillside or something. But now the rest of your team is suddenly falling apart because they're just getting picked off one by one, and then you're finding yourself suddenly facing like 7 enemy mechs. So it's just important to know your rotation times. Trying to remember if there's a different loadout for this. I do like having the jump jet center torso because it means that I get a singular jump jet if I swap out the side torsos. I think there was a different build I wanted for this. I don't build direwolves very often though. Direwolf S, so again, we're dedicating some more tonnage to jump jets than I really need. Mostly with jump jets, you either go none, one, or kind of full send it. There's certain like thresholds depending on your mech's tonnage about like what kind of like hills and stuff you can get up. I think about Mining Collective, there's a lot of verticality to that map, Canyon Network as well, so you want a certain amount of jump jets. I forget what exactly the distances are. I feel like this jump distance metric actually lies. So yeah, the information here is a little bit ambiguous. It's like, oh yeah, here's your total armor on the mech. It's like, okay, well that's useful, but it doesn't tell me where exactly it's been assigned. Tonnage, that's fairly simple. Firepower, it's like, yeah, okay, you click like the button and then how much damage you actually end up dealing with this. Then your heat management, this number just lies. Like, flat out, I just ignore this number. I just add more heat sinks when I think I need them, so. You know what? I was talking about Direwolf Gaming. We can take this thing out for a spin. I'm not sure about the left arm laser on this. Like, I think that it might not be worth it. I did that just so I could get the, like, heat scale limiting things. Like, I've got ER larges set up here, so we got, like, 2 on the right side here. Ideally, I'd peek around a corner and then zap people with that. I don't know if it's worth having the additional medium laser here. I feel like I could strip this out and then put something somewhere else instead. Yeah, we'll give it a shot. I'm actually going to drop down the back armor on this thing and just go all front armor. I'm pretty sure I just imported a mech code from Nav Alpha when I was whipping this thing up in their external mech lab, which is much nicer than the in-game one, so I highly recommend using that. Anyways, big old, well, what do you even call this? Just, I guess, piratey direwolf? It's a color scheme. It's got the red, white, and black, and it looks pretty good, I think. Kind of all these different, like, mishmash colored pieces put together on it. Right, proper orky in it. I do love the Warhammer 40k orcs. They're just fun. Like, no matter what is happening in Warhammer 40k, the orcs are having fun. That's why I like them. Weapon group-wise, I don't think there's anything special going on here. Ah, right. We've got it all bound to one button. Maybe we should change that. All right, let's put the large lasers on 3. The Gauss rifles can be on 2. And then left-click lasers on 1. That sounds good. Should I do it with, like, the other way? Now, I feel like we're going to primarily be using the large lasers and stuff, so we'll bind it like that. I could do this in-game, but we're already here, so why not? And then I think I will also do fire group 4s. That way I can chain fire the lasers in case I ever need to do that. There we go. Left click is laser, right click is Gauss rifle, and then I could just go 3 key to fire all my ER mediums. That feels good. A lot of assaults on ladder right now, though. Alright, tell you what. For the sake of getting a match quickly, we'll come back to this thing later. I think heavies or lights. Yeah, we'll do lights. You know what? Piranha could be fun. The Kit Fox. You know, I got this Kit Fox a while ago on stream, and I've not played with it too much since. It's just an Ultra 20 in the right arm and ECM in the left. I think that it's not a bad build. It's a little silly, just kind of with the way you hold this gun like that, but we'll give it a shot. Could be kind of fun, especially with all the assault mechs. We can DACA into them, very big targets, so we won't have too many issues hitting that, I hope. Yeah. Take a big sippy from my thermos. Ooh, oh, that's hot. Imagine that, chat. A thermos meant to store hot liquids keeps it hot. Huh. Well, the wonders of technology never cease. Alright. Now, given there's very few light mechs on ladder, I'm expecting it to be a very, heavy drop. So we should get a match pretty much right now. Alright, Alpine is on the rotation. I don't like that. I'm gonna vote Rubelite. Rubelite is okay for us. I will not call Rubelite the best of maps, but it's also not the worst of maps. It is certifiably okay, and of the lot of these, I would say it's the best. So, that's why I'm picking it. Polar Highlands is alright as well. Again, I do kind of wish the midsection of Polar Highlands, where there's all the buildings and stuff, I wish that was just slightly taller, they just gave the buildings an extra story or two there. That'd be very fun for brawling. You've got the ledges that you can still exchange fire with from a further distance, but just makes it so you can do a little more aggressive, kind of close quarters fighting in the center. Oh, Alpine. Ah, we got the wrong build for Alpine. This is also why I don't like seeing Alpine Peaks on rotation, because Alpine Peaks is good for very specific players. And if you don't have that playstyle, say you loaded up a SRM Brawl build, you just don't play the game for 5-10 minutes or so. It's just you waiting for your team to position. And a lot of people will just end up kind of getting stuck or sliding down a mountain or just otherwise spending time doing what I call just not playing the game. So, not a big fan of Alpine Peaks. It only comes up occasionally. Ah, dubious squirrel on the other team there. So, mannequin fartwalker, indeed. So, we'll give him an 007 salute. Again, just not the biggest fan of this. I feel like a lot of this map is one kind of on a coin flip of, okay, who's got the 100-tonner that's meant to sit on a hill 1 kilometer away from the other one and just kind of chill there, throw ERPPCs the entire game. I have no idea what that means, but alright, fair enough. Key smash to you too. Yeah, not a big Alpine fan. Just, it's too, locked into one exact playstyle, and, even when you have close quarters maps, long-range mechs can still do stuff on those, but if you've got a long-range map, close quarters mechs just exist. They literally can't do anything. You just have to sit there and wait for the rest of your team to kind of go pew-pew, daka-daka, and the only thing you're able to really do is just sit close to them, or try and do a really long flank, which then you get rotated on because there's just so many wide open sight lines. It's where do you even brawl on this map? There's not really a great zone. There's one area when you have domination that forces everyone into a teeny tiny gully where there's no cover, and it's just not fun for that. And since we're doing assault, it's basically skirmish mode, so this is going to be a lot of camping. And I have an Ultra AC-20, and that's all. Yeah. Oh, we already had a disconnect there, I think. No, somebody just did not connect in the first place. Okay. Who would that be then? No, they're all here. One of our guys? No, they're here. Was it Gunraptor? Yeah, Gunraptor's apparently disconnected. Novacat Prime. Wah. Alright, well, given our position, yes, we just kind of pick a direction. We can go for the high ground, I guess. That Fox 9 area? No. I would say this, thematically, Alpine Peaks is an interesting map. If you had the choice of, picking this map and teching for it, let's say you get a game with drop decks or whatever, or you can choose your mech before lock-in. That, I think, would make for Alpine Peaks being much more interesting. But just because, you lock in your mech and then it's just the map is kind of assigned through the voting system, and that it's not the best really for it, because you just, again, you can sometimes get screwed over because you locked in a brawler and you just drop it on Alpine. And it's now well, what do I do the rest of the game? So I just look at this map, I'm okay, there's mechs over there. I can see there's mechs over there. I can't do anything about mechs over there. All I can do right now is just wait for them to get closer. Oop. Huh. That's interesting. Never noticed it distorted the horizontal lines there when I stare at the sun. Good to know. But yeah, this is what I'm gonna do the rest of the game. Is okay, we've got a boom chicken over there. At least I think that's a boom chicken. Might just be a regular raven. He's gonna get run up and done up by that piranha. Yep, you see them firing off at each other there. That Piranha has quad laser AMS.
Target spotted.
This is an interesting game. Anyways, we're just going to walk off this way towards the Hotel 9, India 9 angle. Again, Alpine, it just takes so long to get anywhere. It's
New
not as
target
fun.
Acquired.
It's very easy to end up like just kind of in these standoff situations where you've got people like a kilometer away from each other. Oh,
Target acquired.
huh. Well, he's got arms, right? You should be able to shoot that down. Not that it really matters. I'm surprised there's a mech over there, though. That's the interesting part. Again, my Ultra AC-20 clan tech, so it's not the big old slug thrower that we saw for. Are you? I'm just gonna push this guy a little bit. Get him up the hill. Yeah. There you go, sir. You're fine. You're good. You're fine. Get up the hill. Yeah. There we go.
Target spotted.
He might be disconnected. I don't know. He's just sitting there. Maybe he's just waiting like we are. So what's his loadout? Let's find out. You have rotary autocannons and machine guns. Hello, Mr. Juggernaut. Have a good day.
New target acquired.
Match is happening. So you can see they've now all pushed over here, and yeah, we've got some long-range mechs, and we've just got a very awkward hill to fight over, and that's going to be the game here. I might be able to get a shot off in anger at them. On the high ground here, we will find out. Fighting with the terrain as much as anything else. There's an Axum down there that I want to put some rounds into. Yeah.
New target acquired.
Let's see. Can I hit you? I think I can. Oh. And of course, our autocannon instantly jams. Yippee! Ow! Yo!
New target acquired.
All right, Stalker. Hello. Wop wop wop.
New target acquired.
I'm just gonna shoot the big ones because I can actually hit them.
New target acquired.
It's just a little travel time that's messing with me here.
New target
We are in
acquired.
the right position, I think. Yep, just
Target
jamming our autocannon
destroyed.
there again.
New target acquired.
Right, welcome to Alpine, I guess. This is the match of all time.
New target acquired.
Certainly. There's a Fafnir over there. Was that the one that shot me earlier?
New
I don't know.
target Acquired.
Well, he doesn't see me because I have ECM, I think, so fine. You are going to hold still in a second. Come on, buddy.
New target acquired.
Need assistance.
Yeah.
New target acquired.
Bam, 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 bam.
Target spotted.
New target acquired.
Target spotted.
And lock onto people's here. There we go.
New target acquired.
This is like the ideal situation for a mech like us because we can shoot without getting retaliated
New
at.
target
I
acquired.
think I can hit you. Yep.
Target spotted.
432 meter
New
effective range is
target
pretty nice for
acquired.
this. See the effectiveness of jump jets on the Vipers there. Trying to just walk fire. Owie!
Critical damage.
Okay, somebody has found us. I should not have stood still there for so long. I got complacent.
Acquired.
Target spotted.
Anyways, we're stuck on high ground up here, I guess. I can shoot that piranha, maybe?
New target acquired.
Ouch!
Left torso critical damage.
I need to stop holding still, because it's really awkward trying to, like, because my camera locks here, and then I have to adjust the arm manually with that. It really throws off my muscle mememory, because I
New
practically
target
never do
acquired.
this. We're also down by 4 mechs, and we're down by 5 mechs. Our Juggernaut has disconnected. Oh dear.
New target acquired.
One of the Alpine matches of all time, indeed. Right. So I guess we're basically just waiting to get wiped out at this point because they pushed over with all their
target
tonnage,
acquired.
and there's 4 of us left.
Target spotted.
Yep. Welcome to Alpine. Pain.
New target acquired.
Yeah. You. Stop that, you.
Target
Ow.
spotted.
Ouch.
Critical damage.
Yeah.
Target spotted.
Cardboard Kit Foxy's still in Final Four. Yeah. We're working on it. There we go. Alpine continues to be worst map. Yep. It's like, if you had Alpine and prepared for it and we're like, yeah, okay, we're going to do an Alpine build. We've got like our 12-man team and we've established this is the map we're going to play on and we've got builds in mind for it. Then Alpine is a cool map. It's a tech thing. But with quick play the way it is and like the random match selection, it's just kind of meh. Anyways, Sheba Starfire, hey, how you doing, dog? Watching the sort of last dregs of this match go on here. Locus is kind of doing work against this archer, credit to it. Pops the right torso, it might be XL. It is! Alright.
New
Got a
target
chair glue over there.
acquired.
Damn. Black Lantern here might go down as well. Good. How's the drops going other than this one? We had a drop at the start on HPG Manifold with a Rifleman that we did all right with. We ended up getting cored out there and losing that because we just didn't develop the battle as well as we could have. So, that happens. Second drop today. Third drop, technically. I did one before stream started just to make sure everything was working, and everything was working. And then, in true VTuber nature, everything got immediately scuffed as I started the stream. Forgot to transition scenes over, so nobody heard me do the intro. And then, yeah, we just kind of been trying to find matches since then.
Fuel at 25%.
How's your day going, Shiba?
Fuel at
For anyone who doesn't know, Shiba Starfire is another Mechwarrior Online. Well, I guess not exactly like Mechwarrior Online, but a VTuber who plays Mechwarrior Online. Kind of to lock yourself into just one game in that. Yeah, she's cool. Go check her out. I'll throw in a GG. Be a good sport about it. 5 to 12. Again, not the greatest. 378 damage dealt for a Kit Fox with the UAC 20. It's all right. Again, that match, we got to showcase kind of how, like, with the arm, you can do some funny angles and aim with it, but due to the way the bullets, like, well, just the bullet travel time and the kind of, like, spread you get, where it's, like, firing, I believe it's 4 or 5 bullets. Doesn't actually say on here, which is another nitpick I have. Yeah, projectile speed pretty low, kind of hard to hit those light mechs. Like that, easy day of work? Alright, wow. Again, Shiba, if you ever need a lance mate and you want to drop, your invitation is welcome here. We were going to... Alright, we're going to go show off that Direwolf we were talking about earlier, doing the kind of long-range style build with it. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of Direwolves because if we take a look at them, they've got a very boxy hitbox here. The nose, you can kind of just focus all your fire into this section to core the thing out. It's not got endo steel either, so you are missing a lot of tonnage because, like, again, we've got a whole bunch of empty slots here that we could invest in other stuff. Still, we'll give it a shot, try and do that long-range build style we were showing earlier today. Yeah, I'm much more a fan of things like the Marauder 2C or the Blood Asp. I find that those are quite good. Or if you want to go 100-tonners, the Stone Rhinos are just incredible for that. Pretty much Stone Rhino, I would say, is a better Direwolf or Kodiak, and it's not really close, just given the difference, like, in terms of hardpoint locations, hitboxes, and whatnot. Yeah. Matcat 2C is underplayed for sure. Yeah, the Matcat 2C is a very good mech. The Stoner Rhino yeah. The Stone Rhino is, it's pretty much everything you want out of a 100-tonner. I'd call it the equivalent of the Inner Sphere Marauder 2, and it's quite good. You know what, tell you what. I don't even really want to play the Direwolf. Let's go load up a Marauder 2C. Where is that thing? I had one of them. So yeah, there's the Scorch, which is a incredible mech. Typically, you see it built something like this. 2 LB20s, SRM6s just for all that big old splat goodness. You've got other ones. I got this one special event for something. It's a seasonal reward. Take a look at the camo. Color-wise, I painted it black because I was lazy, but it did originally come as a Christmas one. Ooh. Huh. Well, that looks kind of cool. Could I do hazard stripes on this? I think I could. Huh. Well, there you go. Hazardous work area. Alright, that's interesting. 2 Ultra 5, 1 Ultra 10. Yeah, you can do that. The way I've got this thing set up is I've got 3 Ultra 5s because I want to keep the fire group there all the same. I do find that it's a little annoying with it being close to the cockpit because sometimes it'll blind you. So it's like mild inconvenience. Alright, you do, what's it, Ultra 10. Let's see. Okay, so we'd have to strip that out, strip this out, and then you could like put an Ultra 10 in there. All right, so let's just drop some heat sinkage for right now, so we can do that. For example, so you could do that combo. That does not proc ghost heat, so no issues there. Probably put it on the top slot if you can, right? See if that lets me stack order this thing nicer or not. Yep. Okay, so you can do Ultra 10 at the top and then 2 Ultra 5s here. That's a build. Reason I don't like that as much is the difference in velocity. I prefer to have just the 3 Ultra 5 build, because that way the velocity is all the same and I don't have to worry about leading my targets at all. It is still a bullet hose, but I feel it's a little more consistent with that. ER mediums to back it up. I could probably drop these and go with like 2 ER larges and then just strip off an arm. I think that would be fine as like a right side stack build, but it is also nice having the ER mediums there just to like clean up something or other. Velocity slightly less important if you're brawling. Yeah, if you're brawling, then the velocity doesn't matter as much, but it's the difference there for it's like when I'm trying to hit somebody at, say, effective weapons range. If I was going to go brawling with this thing, probably just take like 2 Ultra 10s at that point then. Maybe do an Ultra 10, Ultra 20 combo. You could do that in the right torso as well, which is interesting to think about. Let's take a look at that, actually. Hang on. You could go Ultra 20 and then an Ultra 10, and then that shouldn't proc Ghost Heat. Nope. So you could, in theory... Hang on, are we on to something? Chad, I think we might be on to something. Okay, hang on a second. Let me cook. Do like a standard 300... Yeah, you go standard engine on this, okay? Then this has potential. What if we just stumbled upon it? So Ultra 20, we need at least like, we'll say that much ammo. So like we'll go 3.5 tons. For an Ultra 10, we'll go like 2 tons or so. That seems okay. We'll move this to the center torso. It frees up some slots so we can go ferrofibrous armor. Okay. Maybe a little more ammo. I feel like, maybe I don't think I want to put ammo in CT because we do stare at people for a while. So we'll put in the right torso here. It's case protected, so it should be okay. Put another double heat sink here. We can crit pad that a little better. I'm just going to adjust these around so it looks nice. There we go. Here, and then, like, I guess we'll have to get rid of those. Yeah, we'll do Ultra 10 here, and then extra little bit of ammo. That seems okay. We still got some tonnage left over, so the question is, how do we want to use that? How do we want to use that? I feel like this is going to be pretty hot, so I'm not sure about ER mediums to begin with. If I strip these out, can I get a bigger engine? Maybe I just go for like... Okay, we can go 325. That means we can strip one of the arms here. Alright, well, that gives us 2 tons that we can put into that arm at the very least. So that could be like, I guess, an ER medium pair. Alright. That has some potential. We just fill this with the rest of it. Okay. Feels pretty good heat-wise. Like, we're going to be double tapping. Having the ER mediums here, just like a little extra damage. That's a way to shoot down UAVs. This is going to be like our main double-click, like, screw you in particular build. How much does this cost? What's the top speed with the 325? Currently, we're at 61.9. Checking our skill tree, see if we have speed tweak on this or not. We do not. Okay. We went for the all firepower tree on this thing. So if we take out cooldown, checking my other tree here. I don't really need improved gyros either. Radar deprivation, I do want to max out, so we'll do that. Seismic as well, because we're going to be brawling. I can take off advanced zoom, I guess. It's 1 point. We'll leave it on there just for argument's sake. We'll go like speed tweak on this thing and see how fast it goes. Yeah, yes, 66.6. Huh. That's a build. It feels like maybe it's a little light on firepower. Like Ultra 10, Ultra 20, you can run that on something much lighter. You can get that on like a 60 tonner easily, 65 tons as well. So question is this better on the Marauder than any other platform? Because like we get the extra ER medium lasers with this, so you do a bit more damage. But again, Ultra 20s and Ultra 10s going to eat up a lot of your heat bar. This still has some potential, though, I feel. Let's take a look at what quirks this uses. Yeah, UAC 20 jam chance reduction is quite good. Just double tapping your UAC 20 is very, very nice, so we can benefit from that a lot. I feel like there's some potential here, though. We can also shield a little bit with our left side, just split between center and left torso there. Right side is where our big guns are. This gets us a very nice peeking profile. I'm gonna give this a shot. This might not be enough like tonnage invested into weapons, because remember, the standard engine is a pretty big investment here. It makes me think, is this worth running like Ultra 20, or should I go with 2 Ultra 10s? Then you get into the debates of like, okay, is it worth running like 2 Ultra 10s, or do I want 3 Ultra 5s for that extra range? All kind of varies from there. I forget DPS-wise what's better, 3 Ultra 5s or 2 Ultra 10s. I want to say that it's Ultra 10s that are better, but like we've got the hard points to run 3 Ultra 5, so that's kind of where we ended up with that. So Ultra 20 and Ultra 10 is a nasty double tap. Like that's 60 damage of double tap right there. Once you lose your left torso, you're in trouble. Losing 5 double heat sinks in your engine. Yeah, that can become a problem. Still, I feel like left torso, given that we're going to be tanking with the nose with this thing for a lot, and people are going to be focus firing our right side, kind of like they do with Inner Stream Marauders or Hunchbacks or whatever, I think that we'll be okay. We're going to give this thing a test run or so once I've saved skill tree. So we'll need to save a few points somewhere. Laser duration we don't need, so we'll get rid of that. What do we spend 2 points on? I feel like everything here is like the essentials. We'll just get some of that. All that good. How many do we need? 20 skill points? All right, we can invest 20 skill points. Interesting. Fine, but wouldn't shield too hard, you lose it. Yeah, well, we're going to be, like, again, tanking with the nose mostly, just kind of, like, wiggling our nose back and forth. Kind of, like, just whop, 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 so fire walks across us evenly. Losing all those double heat sinks does suck. That said, we're on a standard engine instead of the XL, so losing a side torso isn't quite as punishing as you would get with, like, losing the XL or Light Fusion engine side torso. So, we're going to test this out. Yeah, it's like, if this was an XL and I had that many double heat sinks in the left torso, then that would be a big concern, like losing all that heat cooling and stuff. But it's like, with standard engine, we don't get, I think it's the 40% reduction to our cooling rate, so, yeah. This is why I like Mechwarrior Online. I get some people in my chat who are like, hey, I've got an interesting idea. I'm like, okay, let's see where we go with this. And then we kind of like build something together. We come up with dubious creatures, and then we see how they perform. I feel like Ultra 10, Ultra 20 is something I can run on, say, an Ebon Jaguar. Like, I can get the bunny ear mounts for it, and that works pretty well. I want to say there's like a 60-tonner that can run that as well. You could do it in the arms of a Mad Dog, maybe. Big downside to this is that we are having to run standard engine, so that does take a lot of tonnage. Ideally, you just always run XL on Clan Mechs because Clan XL is just that good. So, yeah. All right. We'll see if we can't search for a match with this, though. I do like having the ER medium laser arm there just to shoot down UAVs and do a little bit of poke fire. It's a backup system so that also, I mean, it serves as armor tanking. Like, if they splash into our right side, then we can be able to take a hit there or two. Little tech choices. Again, I like when mechs have the option of shooting down UAVs because UAVs are very good value. Just being able to look upwards, zap something for 10 damage, that's quite good. It's why I love mechs that have, say, a snub PVC in one of the arms. Just being able to look up at something like, say, you're doing an urban mech. It's like, oh, you put up a UAV. I'm just going to shoot that down. You have just lost like 40,000 C-bills and a big opportunity cost. It'd take us too long to find a match, but... tab out briefly here and make sure that everything is not on fire, as people constantly are pinging me. Hang on a second. Oh, nope. Okay. Nothing immediately pertinent or anything I need to distract myself for. We'll just keep playing Mechwarrior Online. Anyways, chat, how is your day going? What have you been up to today? I haven't really done much yet. Again, I'll complain about this every stream. I wish that while searching, you could just like browse through the shop or look through your mech lab or just like come up with build ideas and it says like, hey, a match is ready. Then you click, okay, join, and it pops you into the lobby. I wish that was the case, but oh well. We have some options here. We haven't been to Terra Therma for a while, and I want to go to Terra Therma, so I'm going to vote for it. I feel like Terra Therma Crucible doesn't come up super often on rotation. When paired against stuff like Manifold and Vitric Station, it's kind of a hard sell. But Markton played a lot of RimWorld. Ah, I know of RimWorld. I played a long time ago, and I remember my colony did not survive very well. It was one of those cases where it's like you're just kind of learning the colony sim games, and you make a bunch of mistakes, and then just suddenly everything happens and goes wrong at once, which is, as I understand, the typical RimWorld run. There's part of me that's wanted to get into either RimWorld or Dwarf Fortress or another colony management sim like that. Oxygen not included is another kind of fun looking one, but I've not really figured out like how I want to go about doing that. I know a lot of my audience is here for either Mechwarrior or Nebulous, and I wanted to like deliver content to people who enjoy it and will appreciate in that. So me splitting off and doing like other random games, it's kind of like I want to explore other titles and not just lock myself into like one or two games. But at the same time, I like having the audience who like comes out and like, oh, hey, you're playing Mechwarrior. You can talk about these things. Since both titles I've sunk a lot of hours into, so I feel quite good when I do that. But yeah, it's also kind of fun to split off and learn a new game and kind of explore that angle. And we're on European servers again. All right. And with that 007 Savut. All right. We're fighting a bean burrito. Interesting. I'll have to remember to set up my fire groups as well for this. Disguised Urban Mech is disguised as a Nova Prime. Oh yeah, that's right. Recently, Inner Sphere got their first Omni Mech, which is a weird Nova. Basically, they took a Nova, made it 60 tons. I don't know if they changed the scaling of the model at all. They might have, but it's a 60-ton Nova, which has Inner Sphere tech on it. I don't really know how to feel about it because it's like, it's there, and that's pretty much just my thoughts.
Taking the top.
It doesn't seem to do anything like super duper exceptional, but it's there. Anyways, yeah, when shit hits the fan, it's the normal way of playing Rimworld. Yeah, Rimworld, as I understand it from like watching a friend or two, Ree, I don't know if you're here, but I've caught some of your Rimworld stuff. It's like, okay, here's the situation, we've stabilized, oh, and then it got worse. And then it got worse. And then it got worse. Yeah, we can do this with the arm laser zap, so nice to have that. To the left, look to the right. Nice thing is that we don't have a third barrel there, so our guns are over our cockpit, so anything we can see, we can shoot, generally speaking. There's like a rare circumstance where we won't be able to hit them due to very strange angles, but I don't expect that to happen much. Use advanced zoom to take a look over here. Yep, we see that there is a Jaeger mech over there with Ultra 2s? I think those are Ultra 2s. We'll take like a hit or two here, I'm not too worried about it. Hello, you're going up, okay. Sometimes you see people go up there and like be silly like that with ERPPCs. It's not like the best spot because it does mean that everyone in the battlefield sees you, but it is also a little annoying to take a shot or two from them. So we're just going to slide our way into cover over here.
Kind of like me.
Sorry.
Take a look downrange here. Oh, hello. So, ooh, that guy had hags and he overshot us. I fired with the Ultra 10 there only, so I was able to get a bit of chip damage into him. Unfortunately, this Marauder 2C does not have the ECM that I believe the D variant does.
Direwolf.
Ooh, Hag 40s, ER larges, ER mediums.
Gamma,
Now,
Banshee.
it's interesting you went for Hag 40s here, because I believe those proc Ghost Heat when you fire two of them together, as opposed to Hag 30s where you can just fire all of your weapons at once then. So, little tech choice. Hello. First test of the old firepower. That's a lot of light AC2 on that thing.
New target acquired.
Gonna fire all our guns here. Oop, that guy's taking a little nap. We're just gonna cook off his left side torso. I should put him in the dirt again. Ah! We fell off! I did not realize how far back I was standing.
Artillery strike online.
Alright, so besides us slipping and falling down there, I think we're still in a good position. Ultra autocannons, we're doing decently. I've run Ultra 10 and Ultra 20 before on, I want to say it was a Sun Spider. Yeah, Sun Spider is also good for this build. It's also about, like, 15 tons lighter, which, again, you want to, like, ideally take the maximum firepower you can for the minimum amount of tonnage, because it's like you could run 6 ER medium lasers on a Direwolf, but that's not an efficient usage of tonnage. You want other stuff for it.
He's not gonna peek again.
That's so slippery. Yeah, I guess I was just like right on the cusp there and just ended up slipping. If I go over the top, I know I'm gonna get shot by the guy who's the Viper. No, that's not the same Viper. It was Bravo up there, right? So they must have a second guy. Anyways, 2 to 3 right now. We're commanding a decent amount of space here. We just need to lay low for the moment, wait for them to peek over like they did before, and then we shoot them. That Jaeger was pretty torn up earlier. That Stalker, I think, went down. Hello, you.
Target spotted.
It's an Incubus whose leg we can kind of poke at. Never mind, he's gone.
New target acquired.
Okay. I could peek over this, but I feel like that's a little risky. Looks like left side is stacking up there. Yeah, there's that guy up top there. So we're just gonna keep our nose towards enemy. Take a look over here. Avoid the better part of that fire. If I like peek over the hill, it's gonna be a little bit messy because that Direwolf will have a shot on me. That's a super X-Pulse bow soccer. Okay. Hello, sir. I see what your game plan is. Okay, you're just gonna pop right there and try and rack up free value. That Stalker is playing very aggressive. Hello, sir. Hi, bud. Okay, there's 2 Stalkers. That's why it looks weird. I was like, that one we shot before, like he's taking damage. Okay. Going to get a little reckless here and try and push up this. I don't want to crest too far over the hill, but I do want to shoot you in the face. Bam, 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 bam. All right. I feel like we got the better part of the trade there. Left arm is stripped out, but that's fine. There's nothing in there anyways. Sometimes get put down like a puddle of canola oil. Some shit happens a lot. That's a good way of putting it. Just like, oop, there's canola oil all over the map. Deal with it.
Acquired.
That is a target we can shoot at. Or, no, dang it, right, because our bullet drop was ever so slight. Ooh, that direwolf we can kill.
Destroyed.
That direwolf is killed. Okay, Disguised Urban Mech went in there. This stalker is free real estate. Hello, buddy. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Look at me.
New target acquired.
How are you not dead yet? Oh, you're the wrong... Is there more? There's 3 stalkers up here. What the fuck, Ulysses?
Online.
Okay, 1 second. Ads are trying to start up there, so I just need to tab back into game. Okay, that's interesting. We're just going to put an arty strike on that corner.
Target spotted.
Okay, so we know there's one guy up there, and I want to say there's like a couple other stalkers, another 2 down below. So, play interestingly here. Bam. And walking damage across our torsos nicely. Bam. I think the arty strike might have got him. Hi, bud. You really don't want to charge me there, dude. Like, you really don't want to do that.
Target spotted.
Obviously, we have the laser in the arm. Just have to not lose our systems to that guy up there. He's just going to camp there the entire game. As long as I don't give him a sight line, I'm fine. There's nothing stopping me just sitting in the circle here and waiting it out. I see there's a guy down low there. Or is he up top? I can't tell, actually. I see his big steppy symbols. So assume he's over there. Okay, marker light that guy. With the arm laser, another thing you can do very well is snipe the legs of light mechs. Like, he's going to peek out here, I thought? Huh.
Kill Adrock. Shoot his leg off.
So, keeping my awareness up. I know there's a guy on top of the hill over there. Well, I guess call it like big spire thing, whatever you want to say. So, I'm just going to chill here. There's no need for me to push. It is our game to lose. 9-8, we are winning. So, yeah. Hellbringer, Panther, and
Target spotted.
you are going to be right there. We're just going to go into thermal mode so I can see the smoke slightly.
He's over there in that wall there.
Okay, he's going to peek over the top then? Yes, he will. Your mistake, buddy. You are in deep shit.
Oh, he's leg.
Target destroyed.
Good night.
Nice kill.
New target acquired.
Good kill.
There's a heavy down low, and the last one should be a medium up top.
Acquired.
Yeah, they should be pretty cored out. Well, the
Julia
Thanatos
Thanatos,
is pretty
super fresh. Alright, so that Thanatos is fresh. We want to engage him using our numbers advantage. But using my seismic, I'm just able to see him here. Coming around left side on me. Help.
Assistance.
Do a little help call out. You can see this guy peek here in a second.
Ooh,
Come on, buddy.
shit.
Yeah, so we can see him doing his big steppies thanks to our seismic, and that'll be
New
that.
target
That
acquired.
Viper up there is going to
Yeah,
be a
he's
very
up on
big
the
annoyance.
very tip top of the... Straight up, straight up.
Assistance.
Thanatos onto a little left ramp, Delta 3. So I'm in
There's
position
that
ready to
pop-darting
run if
shadow
this guy
cat
does
up on
peek
the
me.
top of
I don't know if he
C2,
will.
D2.
Because he knows that if he dies, then it's going to be just his teammate and him versus the world. Yep, there we are, able to avoid the better part of that salvo. Gonna light this guy up. Try and tank my hits here.
Critical damage.
Yep, that's right. Look at me.
Left
Look
Just
at me.
stay out of the view of the sniper while you're fighting.
XL, sucker. Alright, everyone just stay in cover. We
Good
win.
job.
And that is why we wait.
All right. Yeah, just hide. He'll have to either come down and kill you, or we win on timer.
Yeah, that's just staying cool. I used my information. I had my seismic. I saw he was going to come out. I was like, okay, if I'm moving like this angle, I'm able to shoot
Oh,
him.
here he
He
comes.
can't
He's
shoot me.
dropping.
I'll be good for it.
Affirmative. Target spotted.
Elite Venom, eh? Alright, missing a leg
Get the
almost.
legs on him.
Okay, wait for him to finish jump jetting, then he's going to drop down, maybe? Yes, no? Nice legs, buddy. You're going to fall to your death. GG!
Good game, guys.
Got him. Yeah, that's how you play. You just kind of hang out, play chill. You're like, all right, I've got a bunch of front-loaded damage. I'm just going to chill, take my fights accordingly. 3 killing blows, 2 solo kills, 3 KMDDs, 567, opponents destroyed, scouting, hit and run, yada, yada, yada. Eh. I feel pretty happy with that one. Alrighty, chat. So, that's coming up on the hour. It's a very good match we just ended off with there. Damn, look at all that XP we just got. Like, we had no skill points before, I think. We just managed to get, like, all of that. I think it's doubled from first win of the day with this mech, but still. We're gonna go on a little ad break here for 3 minutes, because Twitch makes me run those. Gives me an opportunity to drink a little bit of my coffee, and then kind of go about things. So we'll be back in 3 minutes for more Mekowarrior Online. This is your chance to get yourself a snack, a drink, or whatever you need to do in that 3-minute time, and we will be right back. Yeah. Alrighty, chatty cats, we are back in it. Loaded up a Crusader here with a big old OWO face on the front, because why only kill your enemy when you can also live rent-free in their heads with your haunted creations? Pretty standard Crusader 6T, just going in oops all small lasers build here with 2 snub PPCs, since they're quite good. I was thinking about maybe trading up the snub PPCs for something like large pulse lasers. Where did they go? That's X pulse. Here it is. Yeah, large pulse lasers. That does mean dropping at least 2 tons that can facilitate to run those. So it's a bit of a trade-off, but it is also quite nice for doing damage. Hang on one moment. Okay, just getting messages here. I'm gonna just load up a group. Going to, let's see, create group, and then I'm gonna invite Shiba since she was in the chat. There we go. Group invite has been sent. Yeah. There we go. Now, joined by the lovely pup here. All right. I am gonna do Crusader things. Yeah. So have to ready ourselves up here. Also, I've selected a Crusader 60. Crusaders are, I would say that, like, they're not the best mech, but certain builds on them are quite good. The Crusader 60 for a long time was a very meta-defining mech. A lot of people ran this, to the point where it was, like, the mech just, since its inception, like, in release, oh wow, that was very quick. We don't want to go to Alpine, so let's vote for Rubelite and Domination, so we can do close quarters. Please don't take us to Alpine in these. Please, no. I don't want to go to Alpine. No! Don't send me to Alpine again. No! Ah. All right, well, welcome to Alpine Peaks nomination mode. So, Alpine Peaks, one of the big maps in the game where people would go to multiple places, is now going to be relegated to one incredibly tiny canyon that has no cover whatsoever on it. And yeah, Alpine Brawl. Yep. That said, I did bring jump jets in this, so there's certain hills I will be able to kind of get over top of. Problem is, there's just not a lot of cover for brawling to, like, dip in and out of, so it's going to be a little awkward. Alpine Peaks, twice in the same stream. Let's go. All right. Yeah, joined by Shiba Starfire in another Crusader. Anyways, what I was saying about the Crusaders. Ooh. Father Bill's on the enemy team. I believe Father Bill is another streamer. I think that's that person anyways. I could be getting the identities wrong, but I might be right. What was I saying? Right, Crusaders. So the Crusader 6T, since its inception, like, added to Mechwarrior Online, the thing has gotten nothing but nerfs, which puts in perspective kind of how its cycle went, where people pre-ordered it, it was incredibly overpowered, it got, like, a whole bunch of people playing it, it defined the meta for comp play for a long time because just everyone was running these things, and it was what I would label as one of the pay-to-win mechs because it was just that good. It then got released for Mechbucks, which is the premium currency, instead of just, you know, pre-order, and at the same time, then it got nerfed. And then when it finally came out for C-Bills, it got nerfed again. So basically, like, premium players had their whole run of fun with it, and then when it got made available to everyone, it was just kind of constantly dropped down. And apparently the reason they didn't nerf it was because they didn't want to mess up, like, comp players' tournaments and stuff. To which I say, screw that noise. If something needs to be nerfed, nerf it. Like, you can't define, like, the entire, like, meta using one mech like that. And then just, like, say, oopsie, sorry, we're not going to change things because there's one comp tournament thing. It's like, the majority of your player base in this game does not play comp. The majority doesn't even know that comp exists. It's a title you see on, like, some people, like, you see how they've got the Unstoppable. You see, like, I don't know, CS participants somewhere with that. Just, yeah. That one really, like, does not paint the company, like, runs Mechwarrior Online. Piranha Games Interactive, I believe, is still the title. Did they change ownership? I don't think they've changed ownership recently, but yeah, it did not paint them in a good light doing that, where it's like, hey, yeah, premium, this thing is, like, super good, and then it's, like, available for, like, slightly less premium, it's still super good. Oh, one of our guys has lag spikes, that's not great. Mark that Incubus over there. Yeah, this is what I meant by, like, hill hump galore. You see a flea over here trying to do stuff as we get blue lasered. Wonderful! The enemy team has all blue lasers. Yay! I love sitting on a hill 1 kilometer away from people and clicking on them. That's fun and interactive gameplay, right, chat? Yeah, we're gonna be our guy who's up here in the circle. This is our job. We just need to survive while the rest of the team kind of goes off and does things. Yeah, Alpine. Streams from time to time with the Hotas VR. Okay, so that is Father Bill after all. Cool. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's who I was thinking of, but It's nice to see there's like a variety of people who play Mechwarrior Online. Like you get some of the big names and stuff. Like what's it? No Guts, No Galaxy. That's Sean Lang. He does his whole thing with it. It's like, yeah, respect to him. He's got like good content out there. There's a couple other creators who like dip in and out. There's Sheba Starfire's joined me here, wherever she went. Where did she? There she is. Yeah, so it's like us small little VTubers who play the game sometimes. There's a couple other personalities. You get some people like, who is it? Mini Celeste. She's around. Oop, that is a UAV. You can see their same thought process with the Crusaders. So yeah, we're trying to like do brawling things here, but at the same time, if we peek over, we get blue lasered, so that's not great. There's a catapult with triple heavy PPC. You don't see that every day. Okay.
Lot of enemies, careful with that big.
It's kind of a weird build because you can only fire 2 of those without proccing Ghost Heat. So I guess they're going for like a 1-2 punch. You saw it sometimes with Vapor Eagles doing triple ERPC.
Yeah, good job.
Lima 8, heavy population, 6 mechs. I think that was 6 anyways. That's what we're gonna call it. Bloop. I'm just gonna shoot down all these UAVs. Oh, that's a arty smoke, so we're gonna get out of here so we don't take free damage.
New target acquired.
Hunchback with ultra noise. Ah, poor gamer. Just you picked the wrong map, buddy. Sorry. It's like, well, yeah.
At 25%.
I relate to that. Anyways, how many blue lasers? Ow, there's blue laser. That's not blue laser. That hurts. Okay. We're just gonna give up the left side a little bit, try and push into the midsection here, doing some pop-tarting. Oh boy, we lost our Warhawk already. So we're effectively down 1 mech right now. He did jump jet up here. I can try and take out a side torso here. Oh, we just jumped into an artillery strike. That's less than stellar.
New target acquired.
It is super awkward trying to get into the fight at this stage. So we're gonna try and pop-tart up here, get a shot off, and then dip back into cover. Bloop. Owie. Take some damage to the leg there, which is not the worst. Check our ranges. Go for another strike on him. That'll 20 Hunchback can't hit me. Yep, that blue laser spam can though. Owie. Okay, yep, there's our legs going down. And again, they've got blue lasers camping in the background, so we just can't peek that angle anymore. Yippee! One of them does cook themselves though, so that's
New
good.
target acquired.
Now how do we win this fight is the question, because it's all stuck like over here. It's 2-2 right now. Blood Asp over there watching that sight line. Brawling up here, Ultra 20s and stuff. Let's jump on this Mad Cat. Jump on Juliet Mad Cat.
Fuel at 25%.
Hi, buddy. Nice back armor. Just gonna take a shot into you and then dip back down for a quick second, avoid retaliation. Nope. You can see everyone else just having the same brain cell here as we all try and awkwardly jump jet ourselves up this one hill.
25%.
Diagonals hurt. Yo. Can't quite get up there. Nope. Zap. Most of my laser walk into the ground there, but still we're pushing them off the hill, which is good. You can see as we overpeak there, we get blue laser in response. Hello, Mr. Hunchback. I somehow missed that. Okay. They're around the corner. Kilo 9, Juliet 9. We need to get over there and brawl, because this is finally our chance to engage at our target range. I missed every shot. My legs are taking a lot of damage, which I'm mildly concerned about. People are going to start sniffing those. Bloop. Hello, Sir Pretentious Fan. How are you doing today? You're playing Meownday Online. Get Fox. Boop. Okay.
New target acquired.
Time to just run. Okay, I can hit this guy's left torso pretty well here. Just found out your colorblind news really came out of the purple. Nice. What is lasering us there? Oh, they're on the hill. Crap. Okay. We can reposition and get out of this. I think we're fine. Yeah, that's a stone rhino up there, though. That's gonna hurt. As long as we get around this corner, I can get this kill on this marauder, and then that'll be that. Hi, buddy. Bloop. Okay, you're dead. You are a problem, as I'm losing my arms here. Front line just rapidly collapsing. Crap. Okay, this flea is going to most likely be the end of me. I can't quite get low enough. Gonna have to counter-rotate. Zap. Yep. Nah, just running circles around me with that mask. Damn. Yeah, 5-10, unfortunately losing our Warhawk there early on. Also not the map you want to be doing Crusader Brawl on. It's just not kitted for it there. Yeah, our Warhawk, completely fresh, unfortunately disconnected. I assume tech issues. Our Blood Asp over here, ERPPCs and some micro lasers. They're just hiding, I guess. They were just kind of like not moving there for a second. Yep, nobody left. Yeah, it was just, that's just an unfortunate map pairing. They had more blue laser spam than we did. Okay, ERPPC build. What is this fire grouping they've got going, though? It's chain fire. This is a very strange Blood Asp, and they just gave up disconnected in that. Okay. Huh. That's odd. I don't disagree with the micro lasers in the arms because it's like kind of helpful if you want to poke somebody there, but yeah. Say DC J10, then we'll go back to the lobby in a second. So that's not an ideal showcasing of these mechs. Crusader 6Ts are still a very good mech in the right hands, in right circumstance. Alpine Peace is not that circumstance. Yeah, I think we'll just head back to lobby then and wait for these. Micro lasers in the arms for getting lights that are hugging you. Yeah, the micro lasers, like, they're a very small tonnage investment, so really you're just paying for the slot there. Yeah, it's like I've got a blood asp. I'm gonna showcase that with. Where is that clan? Here it is, blood asp. I think it's loaded, anyways. Yeah, this one, ER larges. You can do the micro lasers in the arms for a minimal amount. It's handy for like trying to poke something down low. Yeah, I don't hate that. It's a tech choice. It means you are giving up like a double heatsink or two. So there's an option there. Going all like large laser spam is an option as well for things like a blood asp because you get these very high mounts. So you can do the quad PPC build like we saw there, just going 1 2 1 2 1 2. You can also do that on a Warhawk, which has certain perks for it. Where is that Warhawk? Yeah, Warhawk Prime has, where is it? PPC heat gen minus 4% along with 5% heat. So it's nice to have 25% clan ER PPC speed. Or no, it's just clan PPC velocity. Huh. I suppose they're the same thing really, but yeah. You can do it on a Warhawk, or you can do it on the Blood Asp. It's your tech choice. About 5-ton difference, so not that huge. The Blood Asp does come with ECM and also has very nice hitboxes up top. Hang on. Sorry. It does have very nice hitboxes up top with these hardpoint locations, so you can present only a small portion of your mech compared to the Warhawk Prime over here, where you need to present basically the whole thing with your big boxy hitbox. I always used to get Warhawks and Direwolves mixed up because if you just kind of look at the layout of the Warhawk and compare it to the layout of the Direwolf, they're both these kind of weird, like, big boxy things with a little nose sticking out the front. So, yeah, very similar mechs design there. Blood Asp-wise, I think that this is an incredibly safe and boring build. I hate when I run this thing and do really well with it because to me is just, like, I'm going to sit a kilometer away from you and, like, just click my mouse button and there's not really much you can do about it. I find like blue lasers really showcase why hit scan weapons are a problem at longer ranges where things like velocity just become more pronounced. Travel time is a limiting factor. Lasers, like, it's not fun to get clicked on from the other side of the map and have nothing to do against it other than, you know, just like sit under cover because it's basically somebody just looks at you and then you suffer. So there's nothing you can really do there. Laser weapons in close range, not a problem. They're just another brawl tool. So anyways, what are we still dropping with? Right, I was going to go back to running the Crusader because we were going to try and do that better. Crusader 6T, there we go. Save loadout, and we're going to drop with these now. Yeah, try and get a better close quarters map than that. Yeah, the blue laser problem has existed for pretty much all of Mekowarrior Online's run. It's something that you saw way back in the days of Inner Sphere only, where you get something like, say, a Stalker just kitted out with 6 blue lasers and just sit on top of a hill and click on people. At that point, though, ranges were also a little shorter and the maps were a little less refined in practice and whatnot. Emerald Vale is very fun for brawling with us, so let's try and go for a Conquest map there. It looks like we'll get Vitric Forge or Vitric Station instead. Vitric Forge, I think, is the Siege map. Vitric Station's the 12-player skirmish mode. I say skirmish, but you know what I mean, the quick play mode. That said, we're building up our multipliers up to 7x now, so hey. Vitric Station skirmish is okay for us. As far as brawling maps go, this is not the worst. It's also not quite the best. For best brawling maps, you want something, say, Solaris City, Mining Collective, and the like. That said, Vitric Station with jump jets and enough mobility, you can get around and do some good work as a Crusader here, so yeah. I am still thinking about like dropping 2 double heat sinks and upgrading to the large pulse lasers in the side torsos. I know snub PPCs are good for damage, but being able to just click on somebody and go all lasers is quite nice. Still, with the close quarters that we typically operate brawling distances at, travel time doesn't really factor in that much. Like, okay, your snub PPCs might travel a little, like half millisecond or so slower than lasers, but it's not typically an issue.
Online. Sensors online.
I don't know what Root Boy over here said, so I'm just going to 007 salute it and pretend that I know what I'm talking about. Enable a override, and we'll get into him.
Eliminate all enemies, no matter the cost.
Yo.
Alright.
I think that we'll just run over this way. It'll be fine. Whee! Nope, not enough jump jet to get up there, unfortunately. I have to just take the shorter cut. Nice thing you can do is with jump jets, you can just pulse them quickly and then start turning your mech without changing the direction. So it's very easy to quickly realign yourself. That's why having a singular jump jet can sometimes be worth it just for quickly repositioning if you're worried about like needing to change your direction quickly. Like, let's say I want to tuck in here. I can hit my space bar and then go like this. And suddenly I am turning the other direction. So that is a handy little tech thing. Yep. Seeing some laser fire and PPCs go off there. Just going to turn left here. Check and see. Yep, there's an Azil over there. Let's see if he fires anything at me. Does not appear to. Oop, taking a little bit of fire there. It's the MRM light PPC build we saw earlier in the stream. Yeah, we're just going to get up to here, control this like close quarters area. We've got 2 snub PPCs to poke people with up top. If they decide to push over, the small laser arms will be good for that. And also Pop-Tart a little bit here, trying to see if there's anything that I can hit. Yep, you bloop. Put a shot into that Mad Cat's arm there. You can see that they have a UAV over top. I don't know if that spots us, though. I don't think it has line of sight, so...
Keep on not shooting, guys.
Target spotted.
Gonna marker that guy, and then we've got Pop-Tart again. Going over into thermal mode, try and get that best target profiling. Yeah, we want to keep ourselves still fairly fresh. Like, there's certain Pop-Tarting you want to do, and then there's, like, the proper time where you want to not expose too much. Like, if you can poke and, like, get a cheeky PPC shot every once in a while, that's good. But if you're a brawler, you do also want to keep yourself fresh because you bleed armor when you have to go for a big push, and you want to be fresh enough that you can take that amount of bleeding and then still be able to go for your kills and brawling and whatnot. Oop. So yeah, getting chip shot like that. See how my arm is already now taking a lot of damage? That's exactly what they want to be doing. So I'm going to instead drop down here and play kind of the close quarters low ground shark waiting around. Got Fafnir and a Supernova low ground. So yeah, they're just engaging over that side. Going to be checking down here, see what there's to see. Kind of keeping my nose up and about. You see, we've dropped down here a little bit. Our team electing to go a bit wider. Does mean that we're giving up some of the top, so I have to check what's back here. I can't get up this ramp because it is being watched by a big autocannon spewing mech back there, so that's a issue. We saw there was something to the left in Charlie 3, so I have to keep an eye on that. Yeah, I can see all those autocannons going down there.
Target acquired.
Oh, here, what are you? Okay, that is a issue. Tell you what, we are going to go on a little merry adventure here as I fire off some stuff and then take cover in the back. Because I know that they're going to be pushing out this way, and they're going to leave behind some of their flank. Me and this charger over here, we have the same idea. We're going to run up around the side and see what we can get done. The idea being that if they're going to extend this far, then their mechs that are camping way in the backside won't be able to reinforce them. Charger 1A1's probably a small laser build, maybe some other supplementary tools, so we are kitted up to laser brawl somebody. See what there is to see around here. They're going for that flank angle. Hello, you. Wop wop. Bloop.
Target spotted.
Heavy PPCs ain't no thing.
Target acquired.
Fire on that guy. He's AC-20s and snubs, so we don't want to get tangoing with that. I don't want to peek that corner either, because I'm certain that we'll get into trouble. That said, we are able to get some shots into the backside of this guy here. Yep. Just gotta watch out, make sure I don't block there. Gonna peek this with jump jets, so that way I'm harder to hit, like so. Zoop. Fire a shot into the backside of him. Oop, we're taking shots from above, so we're gonna just quickly spin back around here. Oh boy, he bit the dust. Oh, hi. Oh god, that's a lot. Okay, that's what he bit the dust from. Good to know. Oh, sir. Ouch!
Torso critical damage.
Ah, damn. 2 to 7. Ouch. I saw him dead there, and I was like, huh, I wonder if he just, like, ended up getting cored out, if there's something big around the corner. Turns out there was something big around the corner. That hurt. A lot. Owie. Yeah, 2 to 7. Technically recoverable, but that's going to be hard push, because we are down 5 mechs, and the snowball effect very much kicks in. Lantris laws and all that. Also, our team is fairly strung out. We got Shadowcat kind of kicking around the map, trying to do stuff. Vapor Eagle down to 1 PPC. Catapult just bites it there. Oof. Yep, 2 to 8. I don't think we're going to make it back into this one. Kit Fox trying to do some work, but yeah, we got forced out of the top side there, and then just a lot of our team ended up getting cooked, so that's unfortunate to see. Yeah, they pushed up very well on the right side there. We got overturned in various situations, and they had a very commanding field of fire from up above. We just didn't have our assaults in position to control the top side and then try and like force them back from that kind of like high ground. If you give up the middle, it very much starts to snowball as the enemy team then has their opportunity to like pick and choose their engagements, drop down to wherever they want to go, and just have control of the battlefield from there. So, unfortunate showing, but we'll get a win in one of these days, right? I might actually swap off the Crusader 6T and go for something a little bit heavier just to get a bit more of that firepower going. Because not to say the Crusader 6T is bad, I'm just not quite finding the engagements I want with it. Let's go check, is there any events on right now? Let's find out. Active April free event, so there's a Hellbringer event thing on. I actually got this already a while back, so there's that. Also the Blackhawk. Blackhawk Q is the name of the new Omni mech, the Nova for the Inner Sphere, so that's kind of cool. If you want to get that mech, which I know a couple people have, go ahead and do it. Tell me how it is. To me, it looks like it's going to be a Inner Sphere 60-tonner, which is to say it's going to be okay. But yeah, I think that I might want to ton up. You know, I've not slung heavy PPCs at people today, so I think we'll do that with the big old awesome 8Q here. I do like this thing a lot. Just the heavy PPC stack on the right side is 45 damage pinpoint. It's enough to make people think twice about peeking you again. I put it on the right side here with a standard engine. Left side is entirely ablative, which makes it surprisingly durable. Also means that I can expose only the right side of the mech. Like, say I come around a corner, I just look at somebody, fire off all my guns, don't have to worry about exposing the other side there, and it works pretty darn well, at least as far as I'm concerned it does. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and ready up with that and see how we get going. Yeah. A big sippy of my thermos. Yeah. Also, if you are liking what you see here, or you want to otherwise just kind of contribute, go ahead and throw some build codes or other ideas in the chat. I love to experiment with other stuff. We messed around with a Marauder 2C earlier in the stream and got some pretty good success out of that thing. Ultra 10 and Ultra 20 in the right torso did a pretty good amount of damage against a group of stalkers that we were fighting, so very happy with how that one worked out. Had a hilarious moment there too, where we, the last mech was a Viper, we shot at its legs as it was midair, and then it fell down and pancaked itself, which was pretty funny. It's great when you can set your enemy up for failure and they just kind of comically Looney Tunes themselves. It's a known fact that gravity doesn't work unless you look down after you've, like, flown over the edge of a cliff face. Ooh, we can go Terra Therma. Let's do that. Terra Therma Assault. That or Hibernal Rift, and apparently they went Hibernal. Damn. I don't honestly like Hibernal Rift. It's just Old Canyon Network with, like, an extra ramp added, and Old Canyon Network has some problems, so. Joke's on you, never think twice about poking because that would require me to think once beforehand. Ah, yes, you see, that's the zero brain cell approach. Genius. Sometimes the correct answer in Mechwarrior Online is to just go no thoughts, head empty, just face roll brawl someone. And there's a good chance it ends up working out. Because if you have more experience doing idiotic things than the enemy does, then that means that you are the one who's in the advantageous position, as you both are in, like, the complete idiot box. So, I'm not saying that you should practice, like, swinging your fists around blindfolded, but if you're better at it than your opponent is, you win that fight. Alright, let's ready up and get into this. Let's hit him with the old 007 Sawoot. That said, nice thing about this map is that I know the locations of Canyon Network, and it applies to Hibernal Rift as well, so we'll set up in similar spots that we would there, kind of commanding certain positions to try and limit the enemy's rotation. It does still suffer from the Toilet Bowl effect, where, well, water swirls around in a certain vortex, and you're gonna find a lot of NASCAR kind of just naturally happens in this map, so if we are able to get into a position to stop that, however, and control a certain ramp, we should be doing pretty well.
Weapons online.
Yeah.
All systems phenomenal.
Alright, hitting that overrides, yeah. Heavy PPCs are good fun, able to throw these things out and just
everyone, we're gonna
basically
go
remove a side torso of certain lighter mechs. Sometimes that's instant death, like we saw earlier in the stream when I had the Rifleman with the AC-20s and snubs. When I actually landed a hit on a flea, maybe it was a locust or flea, I can't remember which, but we landed a hit on a 20-tonner and it just flat out died. Like, no save, no nothing, just you're gone. Oh, get off my head, you! Bad dog! Getting fucking Shiva over here jumping on top of cats. Yo, bad! Alright, right, so what we want to do is, because the map kind of like swirls like this, there's this ramp here, right? We get up in a position along here and then command that position. We'll just keep them from ever peeking out there.
Target
We can
acquired.
also poke on this angle. So I'm thinking like set up on this rock here is our best plan. As TTB and Baritol seem to be making the same
Artillery
vids.
strike online.
Those are other content creators from Meownday Online. I know they do some of the video side of it. I've been like thinking of, excuse me. I've been thinking of like doing some video stuff, but I've either not got the, sorry, a little distracted there. I've either not got the motivation for it or not got like the exact niche that I want to push for it yet. Okay, you're doing jump shotting stuff. I mean, that's rather annoying. Owie. Okay, we're just getting shot from every angle here, which is not what we want to have happen. So I need to start controlling this firing line like I said I was going to. So that means rotating probably back to over there.
Alpha rear CT and shoulder.
Yeah, if they're gonna like play fuck games over there, I'm just not gonna bother. I see there's a light mech on the left. Light mech flank us, Echo 4. And try and get over here. I think there's a ramp somewhere along here because I want to like set up there,
Target
ideally.
destroyed.
Yep, that Timberwolf goes down. I could probably just like camp off this spot and that's good enough for my purposes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I want to do
Target.
big flank overload coming Delta 4.
New target.
Yeah, unfortunately, our team kind of chased the squirrel there and gave up a very good firing position, and now we're going to get rolled here.
We're gonna reinforce
Wasn't that lovely audio yet. Okay, that guy is a Krail. You can tell by the machine gun arms and the fact it's a Crusader. We just need to put fire into that, try and keep our sight lines here. Because the enemy is dropped down there, there's not a great position that they can move out of. So they do end up getting stuck there a little bit. Hotel Stalker, left torso gone. All the
New
shots
target
while we can.
acquired.
Okay, keeping an eye out over here. That Phoenix Hawk is going to come out to play. See Shiva over there on the left side holding it out. Keeping these angles tight. Oop, we are getting engaged on with something that has ECM, so I need to watch out for that.
Target destroyed.
All right, that one goes down. Very nice, very nice. Now we are in a great position to fire down on these guys because they messed up. Oop, that's us getting shot in the back there, so we have to watch out for that. Not sure where that flanker came from, so I have to keep my eyes and ears open.
New target acquired.
Hello there, sir. Boop.
Destroyed.
I mean,
that shadow tap, please. That's what I'm trying to do.
right up the pooper.
New target acquired.
Snub PPC boat hurts a little bit.
Thank you.
There's a light mech going to be coming for our booty here, so we have to adjust accordingly. Counter rotating like so.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Critical.
Wop. Unfortunately, I am getting jumped on here, but it means that a lot of the enemy is paying attention to me and not my teammates. So, as an assault mech, it's my job to tank and provide damage. Good night.
Torso destroyed.
I don't actually know how I hit that guy, but still, we're gonna take those.
Artillery strike.
Hey, buddy. Screw you. I might be in minimum range, but I have a lance mate, so I'm good. That's right. Just keep trying to hit me. Keep smacking me. I'm a standard engine. I'm a stick. Congratulations. You've done damage to me, but guess what? You're gonna die for it. Get him, Shiva. Sick him. Attack, dog. Yeah.
Everything destroyed.
Yeah.
Get him. Yeah, 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 yeah. Just gonna walk into you here.
Free kill. Free kill.
Haha. See that? That is called tanking. Just able to deal with the enemy fire as we pick them apart piece by piece. Yeah, I was able to get my shots in there. Did enough damage where I needed it. I'm not sure how I killed that Vapor Eagle. Like, he must have had his back to me or something. Oh, where is he? There he is. So there's one. The other one's a stealth flea. See him there. Stealth flea high ground, Delta 4. Think you dropped down Canyon?
Target
That's me, dude! A little bit of friendly fire there, but anyways, last one should be that flea, I think. Or, yeah, there he is. Gonna marker him. So he's just gonna be running around. Yeah. Sometimes as an assault, you just have to take a lot of fire, and in that case, I was just knowing that I was gonna get jumped on, I decided I'm just gonna start torso tanking, let my allies deal with this. I was able to get a couple shots in where they mattered. Yeah.
That's all good.
That one was a pretty big stomp, 12-2. It goes to show that even though I'm not dealing damage, I'm still being an aggressive frontline presence there, as it draws a lot of the enemy's attention. I am now like in a position where I was getting shots into the back of the Ebon Jag. They had to then like reposition accordingly, and then they get shot in the back. So even though you don't deal the most damage, you can still be a frontline asset by tanking hits. So yeah, felt pretty good about that. We got the commanding fire position we wanted because we just had the enemy push up forwards, like, well, you saw there. They drop into the canyon, and now they're stuck, and they get low ground shot and died. Yeah. I'm gonna give that another go because I want I want to sling a little more heavy PPC. Just a little. You got one more? All right, let's make it a good one then. Yeah, that was a good last match. So. It also goes to show why having a Brawler Lance mate can be really good if you're doing some more of the long-range shenanigans there. Heavy PPCs deal greatly reduced damage under 90 meters. Like, I think it's like 15 damage at 90 meters. But then, like, at 0 meters, it scales down to, like, 5.5 damage per shot. So I'm dealing about 1/3 of what I normally should, which is not a whole lot when you get jumped on by a SRM spewing general like that. However, when you have a Lance mate who is in a Crusader who is all too happy to take apart little light mechs like that, they get aggressive into your face, that's where it can really pay off. So it goes to show why having like some of the long range guns can pay off with the kind of like screening mechs. There is a reason to like have a brawl mate in your various lances and stuff when you're trying to do gunline things, because you just need someone to be able to deal with any light mover that would otherwise just disrupt your formations heavily. And even though I ended up losing all my guns, I still was able to get my value off that game, even if it was just being a big HP sponge. Yeah. All right, let's search for another match here as we just watch the magical spinny thing go. To do the magical head wiggles as well. Everyone knows that if you wiggle your ears around, you get good matches. So. And you all get to watch the wonderful works of my fluffy ears doing their thing. I'll be honest, chat. I do this a lot. Like, if I have VTube Studio open, I just kind of, like, bounce my head around like this. Just, yeah. Floof, 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 floof. It's just one of those fun things, you know? It's like bouncing a ball, but it's fluffy ears. This match is taking a little second to load. Wonder why. Because, like, before we get it in, like, 2 seconds or so, maybe a bunch of people just, like, stop to queue up in a different game or something. Maybe can't find a match with the right tonnage. I don't know. Matchmaker is, like, it either seems to be super duper fast, or you'll end up with, like, times where you're just, like, stuck waiting for 2 or 3 minutes, and it doesn't seem to have any consistency to it. I don't think it's as much of a problem at, like, lower ranks. Like, I've seen some people who play, like, Tier 5, Tier 4. They just click to queue up, and instantly they're put into a match. So maybe it's, like, to do with the available pop. Like, I think if you're in Tier 3, you'll get instant matches, because you just get paired up with literally anyone in the game. But because I am Tier 1, having grounded out after, I don't know, a while. Again, Tier 1... it's not like a big representation of your actual pilot skill. Like, PSR is something you can kind of cheese depending on what you're doing in a game. So there's different avenues about that. Just because you see someone is like Tier 5 does not mean they are a bad player. It can mean that they just like doing silly things. Same with somebody in Tier 1. It can mean they just grounded out doing like a whole bunch of games. Like if somebody plays like, say, 2,000 games and they're just like having, I don't know, a 55% win rate, they will eventually rise out of like whatever rank that they were stuck in. So don't take pilot skill rating as too much of a serious thing. I think that most of the time you can just ignore it. Although Matchmaker does take into account it in some way, shape, and form. It's not a good representation of the actual skill of the player base. I said this about Nebula's Fleet Command as well, where people see like skill ranking in that, and they're like, "Oh no, you've got gold rank. That means you're really good." I'm like, "Haha, you think?" But oh, hey, Platinum Egg, how you doing? Just waiting in the Search Warrior Online right now for a match. Queued up for a moment, talking about skill ratings and whatnot. Yeah. Big sippy from the coffee thermos. For real though, this one's taking a hot minute. So the last 2 matches were pretty much instant, or at least just short enough that I could ramble about something and then find a match. So this one taking its sweet time. Sometimes it's just like everyone gets queued up all together, and then it's like, oh hey, well we'll just have to wait for this one to go through. Not bad. How are you? How goes stream? Stream goes all right. We've had some stomped matches in our favor, some where we were on the stomped side. Otherwise, it's been a bit of a toss-up here. Haven't gotten too many good close matches. Most of them seem to get decided pretty early on. I really like when you get a match that's pretty close, like comes down to a wire, like instead of 12 on 12, you're down to just like 4v4 max. You end up with like 10 kills versus 12 kills. Feels very good in that case where you get a close game just barely eked out because you managed to make a good play. Yeah. Anyways, 8x multiplier, because I've never gotten to pick the map that I want. We're going to go Rubelite Oasis Domination. Still, they're trying for Canyon Network. we might lose it on Canyon. We'll see. Rubelite versus Canyon. Ooh. Yep. 8x multiplier. Again, this is a mechanic I wish more games would do. The map and mode voting for MechWarrior Online is a good system. Please give us the multiplier thing. Like, if you never get the map you want in a game, just let it build up your multiplier. You can apply this to so many other things. You've never seen a 9x multiplier? I have seen people get up to like a 10 or 12x before. It does take a little bit of gaming to do. Like, you have to deliberately pick the wrong maps as opposed to like what most people would want to play. And then sometimes you shoot yourself in the foot and you push everyone onto like Caustic Valley or Alpine or something like that. And people are all like, oh, who blew a 12x multiplier for this map? Wow. Yeah. So Rubelite Oasis Domination. Picking this map because I know that there is some pieces of cover that I want to be peeking around. Yeah. Not much to say besides that. You just kind of set yourself up on certain ridges here. We're not the longest range mech in the game because our range is about 600-ish meters. Long range, I'd classify as like 800 meter because that's the Gauss rifle, ER large laser, that kind of range. We're like a medium to long range, so we want to be a little closer because we also have projectile travel time. Yeah. Also heavy PPC. Again, you can brawl with this mech. You just have to not get within 100 meters of the enemy, and you'll be fine. So playing that like 100 to 600 meter range is pretty good. Like, that is most of the engagements you will find in game. You do want to like try and avoid the 300 meter and below ranges because that's where short range missiles start to come into play, and those hurt a lot. But as we saw last game, you can tank a lot of hits in this mech. Awesomes are not squishy. They might be the size of a barn, but they've got a lot of armor and structure, and they can hang on pretty well, especially on a standard engine. I didn't have any guns last game, but I was still alive and kicking and being a nuisance. So, all right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Ambient temperature, 132 degrees Celsius. Lovely.
Online.
Just step outside your mech and instantly boil.
Online. Weapons online. All systems online.
Hit the override. Let's go. This map always reminds me of Venus. Not sure how much people have seen like planetary body-wise, but Venus has gas clouds kind of like this. Also, when I was a kid, I played this game called Battlezone, which if anyone remembers it, congratulations, you are a cultured individual. Yeah. In the first Battlezone game, there was levels on Venus, and they looked a lot like this. You had this kind of like weird brownish gray black landscape. You had these weird kind of caustic like level, like, I don't know, smoke clouds. It was very interesting at the time. I really like Battlezone. I kind of want it to come back because it was this really interesting blend of first-person shooter where like everyone had hover tanks and stuff, but it was also a real-time strategy game where you had to produce units, and it was just a very interesting game at the time, and I've not seen too many things do that recently. The most is another game called Silica, which is trying to do a bit of blend of that, a little bit of kind of like Command and Conquer where you take control of a unit, so
Artillery strike.
it's neat to see that. It's just like a game that's not been super duper explored as much as I think it could be. Yeah. Get nostalgia vibes? A little bit of nostalgia vibes. So this is like a long range commanding spot that we could set up on. I don't think I actually want to be here though. I want to be closer range because like if you look over here, that's not my ideal engagement range. I'm like 594 meter maximum damage range. So I want to push up to like this rock here or try and like fight in the buildings on the side here. So yeah. There's like a little nostalgia vibes to this map and just makes me kind of want Battlezone to make it come back. Because it was just a very interesting game from an interesting studio. For those of you who don't know, it was made by Pandemic Studios, who some of you might recognize that title now as the guys who made Battlefront. As in the original like Battlefronts 1 and 2 back in like 2004 or whatever. So yeah, that was one of their earlier titles. Timberwolf over there causing trouble. Take a peek over here, nothing in the midfield. We see some laser fire go out there though. All right, what do we got? Taking a look over there. So lasers coming across the hill there. Unfortunately, the dish blocks our line of sight. Hello, Mr. Scale Shot. You are up close and personal. I don't have a line of fire on you, unfortunately, but I might. Are you going to come around that corner? No way you're getting closer, right? Hello. Okay, that's going to be a thing. Fafnir looking to wants to play. Got our roughneck down there who's being very aggressive. We're actually going to go support that because... maybe not.
100 tonners coming Delta 6.
Checking the angle.
Stop pushing into them. Let them peek over. We have high ground.
So we're going to go ahead and... Boop. Oh, unfortunately, I did not get it. Oh, I did get it. Oh, that's a Chadukan build. All right, so Chadukan refers to a very specific build made famous by, I think it was TTB. He shoots Shadouken as he blasts somebody with AC-20 and snub BPCs. Normally, you're only able to fire 2 snub BPCs and an AC-20 together, but this has 2 pairs, so it's able to fire one and then the other, which is very funny to see. Bloop. Unfortunately, that guy drops down just the last second, narrowly avoiding our BPC bolt. We have to watch our backside. Here's a stone rhino is creeping up behind us. So, gonna be trying to rotate here in a minute. I'm gonna be cheeky and drop a artillery strike underneath here so that they can't see the smoke trail until it's too late. Oop, and then I'm also gonna then run into a wall. So that balances out my intelligence. I get one smart idea and then I get one dumb idea. Because they don't see the smoke trail until it's too late. They're gonna take a bunch of damage here from artillery. So we're gonna need to rotate a little bit here. That hunchback's gonna go down because he's cored out. Marking that catapult as he drops down. Hotel catapult dropped, make him regret his existence.
Target destroyed.
Good night. See what amazing things you can do just by calling somebody? It's like, hey, this mech did something dumb. Kill it.
Target acquired.
Charlie scale shot, looking for 1 tap.
Kilo drop, kilo drop.
Acquired.
Left also kilo.
Yeah, communication is overpowered. It's like, too many people are, I would say, just afraid of using the mic or talking or anything like that. They just play it very passively. They kind of expect other people to read their minds. Okay, I don't have a great line of sight here. I want to contribute to that fight, but I don't want to walk in there because that is not ideal for me. I want to instead be pushing around this outside. Yeah, communication, like just a slight push in the right direction makes a huge difference, and it really will decide matches for you. So even if your calls aren't amazing, like just having a slight suggestion or coordination, it does a lot. Boop. Go boop that guy here, take some friendly fire, and then boop. Pop your center torso, take some fire on the side here. I'm using my armor here because I am still an assault mech and I can take hits. Somebody's cooked himself. It was the scale shot earlier. I recognize the name tag. Bloop. Somebody else has cooked himself. Excellent. Bravo, Timberwolf. Ready to die. Center torso. Good kill.
New target.
Echo, Grasshopper. Fast and I can call him. 1 left. Good game, y'all. It also is a positivity thing. Just saying like a few words here or there just pushes your team into the case of, oh, I'm not just like a single player here like against the world. I'm on a team. We're coordinated. We're winning pretty hard. We just rolled this 12-4. Yeah. Just the slightest push you can do, just like with a little idea of like saying, hey, this mech over here, shoot this guy. That's all you have to do. Just the simplest little things. It really does decide matches. You don't have to be an amazing shot caller or super confident with like every aspect of the game. But just saying this mech needs to die now, instantly everyone just looks over and is like, oh, hey, I can shoot that. Whop. Again, didn't get the most damage that game, 347. We got hits where it mattered. Taking out side torsos and stuff is very impactful. Again, this is a front-loaded pinpoint damage dealer, so it's not meant to deal big damage. It's meant to deal a lot of damage in a very particular area. Yeah. Communication is key. Yes. Communicate. It is a team game. There is 12 players. Communicate. Anyways, I think Sheba Starfire said that was going to be her last one. Yep, thanks to the group. Get a step out. Yep, you have a good one then, Sheba. Thank you for coming by and dropping with. Always a pleasure. Hope you have good fun doing that. Anyways, actually going to give you a shout out here. If I can spell your name right. Let's see. Yep, there you go. So shout out to Sheba Starfire, another Mechwarrior Online VTuber, or rather I should say VTuber who plays Mechwarrior Online. Let's not limit ourselves to just one game here. So go give her a check out. She has a cute model and plays a bunch of games like Destiny and Destiny, Mechwarrior Online. Trying to remember what else you play, but I catch your streams every once in a while. So yeah, thanks to the pup for coming on out. Anyways, we're gonna keep playing a little bit of this. Honestly, having some fun with the Awesome right now. Heavy PPC slinging is kind of a blast. Awesome might not be the best mech in terms of like hitboxes or like ultra builds and that, but you've been working on Mech Commander and Golden Sun. Yeah, I saw you playing Mech Commander, and it's super scuffed running on the emulator. I do wish there was like some better official support for old game titles like that, but a lot of content just kind of ends up getting lost or like made difficult to find or just otherwise not supported, which is really sad because there's a lot of really cool old titles out there that just don't get like released anymore, which is sad. Efficiently abandoned. Yeah, it's like there's a lot of cool games that just get lost or abandoned and things. It's why I'm really sad to see so many games moving towards live service model, because I know eventually the servers for them are going to go down and a company will go under or the IP will get sold off, and then that title's just gone. Like, it just doesn't exist. The game files are there, but there's no server to connect to, so you can't play the game. It's kind of sad. Like Mechwarrior Online, I addressed this as a title, like, it has survived far longer than I thought this game was going to. I remember playing the beta for this game like over 10 years ago. It's still kicking, though, to its credit, like supported by a dedicated player base in that, and they're still getting updates, so credit to them. But at some point, the game is eventually going to get retired, and it's just like, it's going to exist there, and there's not going to be a thing for it anymore. So it's been unfortunate to think of that in some ways. I do like seeing games preserved. It's like, oh, hey, here's like the old title. You can still play this game. I think about things like single-player titles that require online, like multiplayer or something, like you need to connect to a server. It just makes you scratch your head, like, why? It's a single-player title. There's no need to be connected to servers for this. Like, if you want to play offline, you should be able to play it offline, or like local host co-op. That's why I love to see games that still support things like couch co-op or local server hosting or other things like that, instead of everything being a like always online cash shop thing. Yeah. It's not enough of the nostalgia rambling for a bit. Let's go Hibernal Rift Skirmish. So again, going to be doing similar ideas here, I think, depending where our drop location ends up being. Unfortunately, we do not have a Shiba in a Crusader here to screen for us, but yeah. Have a great rest of the stream. Yep, you too, Shiba. I hope you have fun with whatever it is that you end up doing today. Yeah. I'm going to be doing a couple more hours of Mekowarrior Online since I kind of got into my groove now and having some fun. Yeah. 007 to the enemy team, and let's see where we go from there. Meow, 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 meow. I just realized, FJRD, I'm going to call that the Fjord Lance. The Fjords are bringing all the dervishes in the worlds here. Dervishes are pretty good mechs. They're a little bit, like, deceptive in how tanky they are because they've got missile doors. So missile doors are something... And the game will not tell you this, like, anywhere, but a missile door on a mech, as long as you have like a missile component in it, as long as that door is closed, it provides 20% damage reduction to that like component area. Like if you have a left torso and right torso missile door on, say, an archer, as long as those doors are closed, you've got 20% damage reduction. This is not documented anywhere, but it's really, really good, especially since there's no firing delay for your missile doors opening. So you're just deceptively tanky, and dervishes typically have missiles inside torsos, which means that they're a little safer to run XL engines than you think.
If you ever looked at it.
All right, so we want to be commanding a good position here. The question is, how do we get to it? We know that the enemy likes to stand up here on these rocks and then shoot this way. So if we can get like on this side and then shoot them back. Yeah. Missile doors do things? Yes, missile doors do things. It's really weird, but they do actually like make your mech tankier. See the super dervish flank lance there going off. I might actually just go up the ramp here and try for it.
Yeah, we are fighting.
Wait.
Target spotted.
Just keep pushing across Charlie Ford. Just hold your fucking WT and push across. Don't worry.
Yeah, the dervish lance, they're going over here to kill off the enemy flank lance. I did not know I could actually get up here.
Charlie Ford. Just keep going.
Push.
Yeah, they're doing a big flank overload there, which is a good call. Means that we can actually take the middle here. I was worried there was going to be mechs over there, but we're able to handle that.
Murder ball.
All right.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, beam lasers off that mech. A little annoying. It's just going to be like a little chip damage here. Not a big deal. Should see a counter rotate here. Yep, Shadow Cats. So big medium lance skirmish. I love seeing medium lance skirmishing. It's just so cool to see two lances of like cavalry mechs just slam into each other, and then you get these like emergent brawls. We're just gonna put some fire into the backside of that Shadow Cat. Delta Shadow Cat ready to pop CT.
Target destroyed.
And now Foxtrot, Wolverine, next one.
Artillery strike online.
Nope, unfortunately missed that shot here. He keeps moving forwards. So that flank getting overloaded very well. Let's take a look around this corner. Should be an assault mech here. Dreadnought. Echo Dreadnought, high ground Charlie 3, good target.
New target acquired. Artillery strike.
Get that guy in the leg. See, there's an assault hiding, in the back annihilator over there. Not a problem because he does not have line of sight on us, and that means we can contest other things. Confident in the right flank overload holding out there, so we'll be able to drop down here and then start
Coming up the
doing
ramp.
some silliness.
New target acquired.
Alright. Annihilator Bravo 4 area.
3 behind, Delta 3.
Yeah, they're now
Delta 3
NASCARing into our backline because they dropped down there, but we should be able to
Make it
counter
3,
rotate
okay.
on them.
On Hansen.
There we are. There's the rest of their lance.
There's
So
my
we have
arm.
to keep
Oh,
ourselves kind of
look at,
in
there's
cover
about 6
here.
across the way. Look at these.
Missile. Artillery
Try and push up a little bit here. That is a annoying DPC, not PPC, MRM
Okay,
poker.
going
We're
down.
just gonna hit him.
Yeah, gotta put more fire on these assholes. They're all standing out there in the
Foxtrot,
front.
Wolverine, good target. Mark. Kill him
All
dead.
the
CT
assaults are
open.
sitting on Bravo 4 Charlie 4 line.
Come on,
maneuver
guys.
ourselves up here and then fire on whatever presents itself, like this guy, for example.
Thank you for the help.
Myself, limited exposure. Going after this guy because he is the most open. See me taking some fire there from the assault on the low ground.
They're just standing out on the ridge doing, they're not even afraid.
Jake,
Gonna push around this corner
Alpha.
here.
New target.
Alpha, Mad Cat, left torso.
Target destroyed.
That guy go down. Low ground, India, Highlander. Take his legs off.
Artillery strike.
We call a compartment, and then you see the enemy shoot at it. I'm gonna hit this guy in the center torso there. CT, India, Highlander.
The waste of a Highlander.
Destroyed.
Unfortunately taking a lot of damage here, but still, I am an assault mech. It is my job.
Destroyed.
Echo Dreadnought, ready to pop. All right, he's down. There we go. 9 to 6.
Acquired.
Target spotted.
Gulf Huntsman, mark target Charlie 4. So as you can see, just shot calling a little bit like that makes a big difference. Just be a little bit inspiring, a little bit happy. It keeps people from tilting. Tilting is what loses you games. The team that tilts first always loses. Like, it's just really funny. Oop, that guy is... Ah, I almost killed him.
Pay to win.
Damn it.
Torso destroyed.
He took a straight torso. I missed my shot there that would have hit his CT, so unfortunately this means that I'm relegated to stick status. Lima, Warthog, CT open, 1 tap. Call him out to my team. Yeah.
Destroyed. New target acquired.
Yellow Blackjack, last one left.
This is Mesa, my friend. This is Mesa.
And one full bench here, good.
And just gonna watch this Blackjack, Large Pulse, and light machine guns. That's a Blackjack arrow build where they just kind of, oh, they stare at you for a while and hope that their DPS is high enough. Yeah. Okay, this is interesting. I did not know that there was this like ramp here that lets you get up that way. That could explain how some of the mechs
Left
were
on
gonna
black.
like drop down and then try and pressure me out of my position last game.
Target spotted.
Marker this guy. Left torso should kill that Blackjack.
We're taking critical losses.
Unfortunately, he gets booped there.
we're
It's a
playing
little
this
closer
time.
because I don't actually have any
Across.
guns. It's a Dervish and a Banshee. Still, 1 tap should be able to kill this guy here.
Target
I
spotted.
might even just run into him and see if that works. I have an artillery strike, so it could get some silliness here. Gonna provide radar spotting because I think he has jump jets. I feel like he should.
Target destroyed.
Yep, there we go. That is the game. GG. Yeah, 12 to 9. Nice close game. We're able to position there, take a lot of hits and stuff for our team while they are going and doing cavalry flank. That's a big flank overload strategy where you pick one side, heavily stack up for it, and just everyone kind of like clobbers one mech, and then you pick a next one, clobber that mech, pick another one. Yeah, really good rotation there. Seeing the dervishes again coming out in force, 1,000, almost 1,100 damage dealt on this one. Other one unfortunately got taken out super early on with a good shot to the backside, if I had to guess. Yeah, it goes to show what a coordinated cavalry lance can do when you overload a side there and just, well, pretty much just take the enemy apart one by one. You sweep aside and then swing down the line. So a lot of their assaults got stuck on the low ground too. All right. We're having a bit of fun with the heavy PPCs, but I think it's time to switch off of them. What do we want to run instead? Charger 3K? Nah, not feeling that right now. Stalkers have been kind of coming out in force. We can do a bit of stalker work. Okay. A stalker here with quad large pulse lasers, so is able to do a quick little bit of zappy zappy. Got itself kind of this T-Rex looking camo. Nice to see the big skulls on the arms here. I don't think this is like the best stalker build. Like I could definitely do a little more, like adding some more weaponry, but it is kind of nice to be able to fire 4 large pulse lasers like this. 44 pinpoint damage is quite good. Very comparable to the heavy PPC build we were just running. Instantaneous travel time, although we have only 400 meter range with it, so it does come with a couple of caveats in that. Still, we're going to give this thing a shot. Also higher DPS since they have a faster cycle time than the heavy PPCs. Again, going for that kind of surgical removal of different components. Might pull at the dervish later on, since apparently dervishes are kind of, well, I think they're underappreciated. There's people who know how good the dervish is, and they will treat it religiously, and I respect that. But the dervish, widely, just like, it's there. A lot of people are just like, yeah, whatever, it's a 55-tonner, it's got some missile hard points, it's okay. The missile doors make a difference. They are deceptively tough. I've pulled 1,000 damage games, just like we saw that dervish do last game, with the Dervish Frenzy, which is the hero mech, which has 8 missile hardpoints. And as anyone who can look at a mech that has 8 missile hardpoints and just have an idea of what kind of build you put on that, yes, it is all SRMs. And yes, it does hit just like you think it does, which is to say, like a truck. All right, we're going to search for one more match before we go for our on-the-hour break and whatnot. So let's see if we get anything good. Take another big sippy from my thermos. You two should stay hydrated, chat. Don't want to be going into battle thirsty. 8 missile hardboards means so many Thunderbolt 5s. Okay, so I will say this. Thunderbolt 5s, in the latest patch, they did get a buff, which is nice. But unfortunately, the buff still doesn't change anything about what makes the Thunderbolts and LRMs bad weapon systems. And the answer to that is really just lock-on, like, face staring and travel time. As long as you have to, like, stay staring at your enemy with your lock-on missiles to get your damage dealt, and there's a long travel time, they're never going to be good for long-range damage dealing. There's just too much time between when you fire and when they actually, like, travel over to your enemy and hit them for them to be an effective weapon system, because people will just look at you, fire their weapon systems, be it lasers, autocannons, PPCs, etc., and then they'll just torso twist and soak that damage that you fired at them, and that damage is always going to be spread out across their mech. So even though the Thunderbolt is better for, like, dealing damage to a certain component, because it's 5 damage per missile, it still suffers the same issue, which is just you're going to be firing dispersed, you have to stay staring at them, and that's just an opportunity for the enemy to take you apart. So I don't think that in the current, like, systems that they have in place for LRMs or like Thunderbolts, I don't see them ever really being good, because at close range where the velocity is not an issue, there's better weapon systems to take, and the lock-on thing just requires you to stare at people for too long, so it's going to be just difficult there. I don't think that they're necessarily bad. Like, you can get damage value with them, but I just don't think that they are, like, comparable to other long-range weapons, which is where they're, like, kind of meant to be used. It's called a long-range missile for that. They can lock on an alpha in and out of cover. You can do the same thing with ATMs and streak SRMs and stuff, but at that point, just use those weapon systems. Like, I guess you can lock on at, like, mid-ranges, but it still makes me think, like, okay, you've locked onto somebody for direct fire. Why aren't you just using, like, MRMs at this point? I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's a reason to take them over other stuff, provided that you can aim. And if you can't aim, using a, like, weapon system like that is not great. Velocity is higher than ATMs? All right. That is, like, a nice thing to have. So, yeah, it's a weapon meant for longer ranges, true. But the ATM is meant for close ranges, because you're really trying to get that high damage range, which is, like, 90 meters to, I think it's, like, 240, 270. So, ATMs are good because ATMs deal a stupid amount of damage. They're not as overpowered as they used to be, but they still do a lot of damage. That's, like, the reason why you see ATMs actually run. It's not for the fact that you can, like, long-range bombard people. If you see somebody using ATMs at, like, 1 kilometer, you just kind of laugh, because that's not the reason you want to use them. You can do that, but you should. Oh, hey, Bunny Mech. The Desperata is one of the quick draws that has little rabbit ears unlocked as one of its, I think, like, special cosmetic battle pass things. All the Legend Mechs have their own, like, little unique battle pass for their cool little things, but that is also a thing that I don't like about the game, Legend Mechs. Legend Mechs break certain conventions. Their names. I don't know what a Desperata is. Give it a prefix. I don't know what a Dreadnought is. See this? Blackhawk.
All right.
Blackhawk Q. It's like, okay, cool. What is that mech? Just Orion. It's like 2C, ON1-2C. Okay, I know what that mech is. Hero mechs and stuff. You see, like, Warhammer, Black Widow, it's like WHM-BW. Please give these mechs, like, actual, like, prefix designations. Gag! I don't want to have to memorize every legendary mech because I get them wrong still. Sometimes I look at a mech like a Dreadnought, I'm like, okay, is that, like, a Stalker, or what is that mech? Turns out it was a Mad Cat. No, it wasn't a Mad Cat, it was a Marauder. Yeah, just figuring that stuff out is annoying. Ooh, okay. Ah, right. We have a target computer in this because I had tonnage in space, so. And you can see the good old exchange of fire down the middle there. We have very good peaking profile, so we can control the high ground here a lot. Okay, you see a bunch of missiles go off there, and a bunch of them just end up hitting the dirt, not doing anything, so, yeah. Team is stacked up here with us. We're going to see, yep, this Dreadnought wants to peek as well, so we're going to do that all together as a team. Actually, this guy's going to get in our way, because he is Panther doing Panther things. Please don't be stupid, sir. Just going to zap, 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 and you. All right, Bravo Supernova left torso kill. Now CT. See, the enemy team has unfortunately given up the top here, so that means that we just have free reign. Push over the top, it's all free.
New target acquired.
So yeah, this is not what you want to do on Victric Forge. This means that you basically have the choice of wherever you want to go now, and whatever fights you want to pick. So they're all
target
relegated to low
acquired.
ground, which means that we get just, to shoot them.
Target spotted.
Trying not to block people here, but
New
it's being a
target
little difficult.
acquired.
Oh, he's going down. Okay.
Target spotted.
Hello there, sir. Bop, 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 bop. Again, you're able to see the precision damage we can do with this thing. Bop, 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 bop. Just gonna wiggle myself back and forth, try and tank some hits here. Bop, 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 bop.
High ground is the key here.
Target
Yep.
Good job, guys.
destroyed.
Again, we're now 2-0. It's just gonna
New
snowball
target
from here
acquired.
because they have lost their midsection.
Echo blackjack.
Bop, 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 bop.
New target acquired.
Target spotted.
All right. Let's see. Who wants some? You want some?
New target
Bop, bop, bop,
acquired.
bop, bop, bop.
Warning.
Yeah, just able to wiggle back and forth here, spreading fire across me as they try and auto cannon me and stuff. I'm taking some missile fire, but I'm able to just drop back here,
Highlander,
and then
be
it stops.
careful.
Gonna take a little look-see over on the left side here as
Something
well, because I saw someone flanking
pushing
low.
from Charlie 4 high.
Hello, you.
Yep.
Just gonna be watching this sight line here. Hello.
New
Bop, bop, bop,
target
bop, bop.
acquired.
That's what we're looking for.
Target spotted.
Good. Take cover now as they try and spin up racks and stuff to shoot at us, and then I'll pop back out for another 44
New
damage.
target
Bop, 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 bop.
acquired.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
It's the benefit
New
of hit scan
target
weaponry again.
acquired.
Oh, you're jump jetting. I just click on you. Okay.
Left torso critical.
We are taking a decent amount of damage here. That is true. But we're able to just kind of hold on and control our ground. We have high ground. They do not. We are 2-0. And we're just getting more and more value as the game goes on.
New target
Hello there, sir.
acquired.
Bop, 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 bop.
Heat sink destroyed.
Oop, unfortunately, losing my left side armor there,
New
so that's a
target
bit of an issue.
acquired.
I don't think there should be anything over there, so we'll be okay.
New
Charlie 3.
target
Delta Charlie 3.
acquired.
Delta Battlemaster mark target Charlie 3, left torso open.
Target spotted.
New target acquired.
Try and see if we can't get that guy. Mark him again. We'll just walk over here and then zap him, I think.
Target
Because,
spotted.
again, we have high ground. They can't contest us. Yeah, the
New target
indecisiveness killing me
acquired.
here a little bit.
Heat
My
sink
left side is
destroyed.
taking some hits. Ooh, hello there, you.
They're pushing.
Lima,
Night
high ground,
Star.
Delta 2.
Night Star, be careful. They're pushing you.
Good. Keep my eye on this
Yeah,
sight
no
line
doubt.
here for a moment. There's a guy underneath me, but that's okay.
Target
I'm
spotted.
with you,
Him.
but
My ping won't.
All right.
New target
on your right, on your right.
Bop, 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 bop.
My ping won't settle down.
Owie.
Missile.
Target spotted.
Yeah, I take a little
Like
bit
to
of
shoot
damage
up
there
where
with
it-
thunderbolts, but it's
shoot
nothing
where it used to
crippling.
be.
It's just a mild annoyance at best. Got my sightline set here. I could peek that again, but I don't feel super confident on that, so I'm just gonna shoot that down instead.
Yeah, you're
Target
lagging.
spotted.
Target
Let's see.
acquired.
Where do they want to peek? They could peek here, or they could peek over here. I got myself now set to fire on
On
both.
J, 2 side torsos on J.
Yeah, you see the thunderbolts. They do fire faster now, but
New
it still
target
is the same
Got it.
issue of travel time. Even with higher velocity, there's still that travel time that makes them not great for the long range they want to
Target
get.
acquired.
Sir. Bop, bop,
New
bop, bop.
target acquired.
Good night. Yeah, large pulse laser to the backside does not feel good.
Target spotted.
We're
New
7-3 right
target
now.
Acquired.
That guy just got beam lasered. Let's see, Gulf Highlander. Ooh, that's all thunderbolts.
New
Yeah, you don't want to
target
do all
acquired.
thunderbolts on a assault mech like that. There's just better missile platforms.
Target spotted.
I'm a little worried about the high ground over here. Yeah.
Target destroyed.
'Cause I think there's still a mech up
Target
there, but I can't be
acquired.
sure. Closer.
Oh, he got tagged.
Thanks.
I had to spot that guy, but oh,
New
there it
target
is.
Acquired.
That's a Battlemaster. Tip of the spear. Okay.
New target
So he's
acquired.
down. This guy over here will be next.
Target
Hello, sir.
acquired. Target
Bop, 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 bop.
destroyed.
And that's the game. GG. Yeah, this is why on Victrix Station you can't give up the high ground like this. You need to have something in place to contest it. Either something in the back of the map, able to shoot mechs that push up over like that, or you need to have enough stuff frontline. Because if you give the enemy the center point here, they've just got a hill to shoot down on you, and they can pick and choose their engagements at any time. So you have to stay mid like this. You saw a whole bunch of the mechs go low ground. They had a supernova up top, and that was it. Supernova then got focus fired and died because we just had more tonnage. Yeah. That's kind of the way the game plays. You do have to contest mid. It's the standard rollout you should be doing anyways. If you're a fast mover, you can go on the sidelines and try and like set yourselves up to flank and control the midsection. But still, if you're like deciding to start out on low ground, there's nothing really to gain there. You can always drop down, so don't do that. Just contest mid, and then kind of play out the match from there as things develop and you kind of figure out which angles you want to rotate through. Yeah. Anyways, we're going to go on our little ad break intermission here for another 3 minutes, and then I will be back to do some more Meownday Online. So I will see you in 3 chat. Yeah. Alrighty, chatty cats, we are back and again. So yeah, we saw large pulse lasers there, very good for the surgical damage. Very short burn duration, meaning that I can quickly zap damage into people and then twist. As I was talking about with Thunderbolt's last match, they have a couple caveat issues, which is, take a look at them, right? So the Thunderbolt missile, medium range, high payload, lock-on missile. Okay, so it does, like, it fires one missile, has 5 damage. I believe it's got better missile health than LRM, so it's a little more resistant to AMS. The downside, though, is max range 630 meters. Honestly, though, that's not a huge downside compared to LRMs, because realistically, like 600 versus like 1,000 meters, you're not getting hits with lock-on missiles there anyways. Projectile speed, though, is the big thing. 300 projectile speed. MRMs, 500 projectile speed. Pretty big difference. Thunderbolt missiles, they have a projectile spread of 1.5 direct here. So Thunderbolt 5s, yeah, they're fairly precise. MRM 10s, however, missile spread of 4.1. Double the damage numbers here. You try and upgrade to like larger number of missiles, like let's say you go with a 20. Okay, 2 spread like with that. You still don't get to choose which components you're hitting. Now we compare like say 15 tons versus a MRM 40. This thing has 4.6 missile spread. Is it a bigger volley? Yes, but it's also double the damage. And it's super good at blinding people. And with MRM 40s, you just look at somebody, fire your missiles, and then don't worry about anything after that. With Thunderbolts and stuff, it's super awkward because you have to like look at them, lock on, fire your missiles, and keep staring at them for the time it takes to finally reach your target. And then a whole bunch of retaliation fire hits you in that time. So except for very specific mechs, like I would say the Stalker is one of the mechs you can get away with running Thunderbolts on. Because if you look at this thing's front profile, right? Fairly narrow. Kind of easy to like wiggle your nose ever so slightly and blend fire between zones. Marauder as well, another example. One of those mechs that like from the side, very big target. From the front, very thin target. Bushwhackers, Marauders, Stalkers. You can get away with, I'm going to use the nebulous term, bow tanking with these, where you just point your nose towards the enemy and are able to kind of split some fire across your sides. Other mechs, like we saw Highlander in that last game, no, you can't do that. If you stare at the enemy like that, you just get cored out, or you get your side torso taken off with all your missiles and stuff. It simply doesn't work for that. So yeah, I don't think that Thunderbolts are good weapon systems, even though they've gotten buffs, because I just don't think they are competitive with the other weapons. Like, maybe if you're trying to hit, say, like a medium mech in the open that's moving at speed at 600 meters, then Thunderbolts are useful. But at the same time, it just ends up being less damage and it exposes you to more retaliation fire than just like looking at somebody, firing your MRMs, and then twisting away. Actually, say a Highlander last match makes me want to break up my own Highlander. I've not spun this thing up for a little bit. Pretty simple build, MRM 40, large pulse laser. Again, short exposure time. I stare at somebody firing the MRM 40 and the large pulse lasers. I've got 3 jump jets so I can get places that you would not normally expect the Highlander to be. And this thing is ridiculous because in one of the patches recently, it got, where is it? Yeah, initial jump jet thrust, 200%. You can bunny hop with these things and be an annoying little hard to hit shit. It's stupid funny because it's a 90-ton battle mech. You would not expect these things to be good at that, but here they are. Also, I've got all the armor in the arms because I thought, what the hell? I mean, I could get another double heatsink, I guess. Or I could just like really bulk up this thing and be able to tank more. Like if I drop the light Pharaoh here, right? I don't know, I'll just like drop a little bit of that there. I take out some of the armor here. I can get another double heatsink into like the side torso. Drop that down like this. So yeah, I could go another DHS. I decided, screw it. I'm just gonna go oops, all armor and just be like this big damage soaking thing because these arms catch a surprising amount of fire. You torso twist like this, huge hitbox here. Torso twist like this, huge hitbox here. You're high ground above people, so this now ends up protecting your side torsos really well. I don't know, is that worth another double heatsink for like giving up a bunch of armor? Maybe yes, maybe no, couldn't tell you. I also just went to maximum jump jets because I thought it was funny. You can run this thing like a little better, like, because these are class 1 jump jets, they're each 2 tons apiece, so you could like ditch that one, then go with like, I don't know, a double heatsinks here and here. That gets you 17 double heatsinks, which is pretty good for cooling purposes, but I don't feel like the mech is that hot. Also, the heat management thing here lies, because if we take out our jump jets and actually take a look at it, see how much that number can change? Yeah, don't trust heat management ratio thing there. Go by what feels right. I'll queue up with this sucker and see how we get. I don't know, I don't see lock-on missiles as like a really good thing aside from ATMs and streaks. Streaks because they very specifically are for countering a mech that is moving incredibly fast in close quarters and you would just not otherwise be able to hit with your weapon systems. That's a we need to aim for you because light mechs are disgustingly mobile. Like you turn on mask in like a flea, you just zigzag back and forth janking your hitbox. Sometimes if your latency is high enough, you phase through enemy mechs. That's a case where streaks make sense. I've seen streak boat players like really come out to play when there's a light mech that's particularly annoying. It's like, oh, cool, you've got a flea that's got stealth armor. It's being a big nuisance. I'm going to paint you with a tag laser and hit like 6 streak SRM6s into your backside. And you're out of here, bud. That is a build. ATM boats. Vapor Eagles with like 3 ATM 9s. There's the Night Jeer, which can run 4 ATM 12s. Those things are very good because they deal a lot of damage. Thunderbolts also do streak function since they don't lose damage in close range. Yes and no. They do lose damage in close range if you take a look at their model. They still do like half damage in minimum range, but they suffer a little bit of the fall off there as well. And at that point, it's also worth thinking, it's like, okay, if I'm going to do streak SRM stuff, why don't I just use streak SRMs? Like I can take a Thunderbolt 5 or I can take a streak SRM 4. Wah, wah. Nope, that's the wrong one. Go on quick play. Yeah, I just don't really see the role. I think that, like, I don't like the lock-on weapons like the LRMs and the Thunderbolts either, because it seems mostly like a tool for new players who can't aim, and these weapons don't teach you to aim. In fact, I would say that they're actually detrimental to new players because they're really effective in low tiers, like tiers 5, 4, and 3. You see a Supernova A with 80 LRM tubes. That is a build that gets a lot of value there because people don't understand how to counter LRMs. They don't know that you can break line of sight, run radar deprivation, hug close up to a wall. Instead, you see these people pulling 1,000 damage number games with a Supernova A, and they just like, oh yeah, I'm really good at this game. Then they get to tier 3, where they suddenly match with players who actually know what they're doing for countering missiles, and it just stops working. And now they're behind everyone else when it comes to aim and stuff because they're just used to holding their cursor over the enemy, seeing the lock-on thing show up, and then they rain missiles on people. It doesn't teach you to be better at the game because it doesn't teach you to torso tank like, say, snapshot weapons do. I learned a lot of the game running AC-20 and medium laser builds because that taught me, okay, fire your guns and then twist your torso so that you tank incoming fire. And that just is a skill that is essential to Mekowarrior Online gameplay. Lock-on missiling doesn't do that to you. In fact, it teaches you to not do that. It teaches you to stay looking at the enemy, which is a new player common thing you see on like tier 5. Just everyone stares at each other and just fires all their guns, and then they lose their center torso and wonder, huh, well, I guess I'll just have to increase my armor, even though they can't. So, yeah. I don't know. It's like, how do you do a lock-on weapon in a way that's fun in a first-person shooter game? Because if you look at other games that have lock-on weapons, say something like Titanfall, where there's the smart pistol, everyone hates that thing because it removes aim from the game. And first-person shooters are really built around positioning and aim. That's like 2 of the big skill factors for it. So it's a hard thing to do, right? Even though, like, I think that I want, like, don't get me wrong, I don't want LRMs or Thunderbolts to be removed from the game. I just don't know if there's a way to actually make them good without, like, making them overpowered. Because if these things are good, like, a tool that you don't have to aim is now, like, on par with a tool you do have to aim. People are going to take the one you don't have to aim because it's just easier. So it's a really hard case. And I don't really know how you would balance that. Again, take all of my stuff with a grain of salt. Form your own opinions on these things. Like, if you're finding success with them, that's great. Have fun with your tools and stuff. I'm just saying, like, from an objective look at, like, what does this tool do? How does it function in the sandbox here? How good is it? Would you be better off taking something else? That's where I'm looking at this from. If you're having fun with Thunderbolts or LRMs and want to keep doing that playstyle, you go for it. You do you. But just keep in mind that there's sometimes a better way of doing something. So be open to experimenting and stuff. It's like, I've messed around with Thunderbolts in the test range and, like, tried lock-ons and stuff. I'm like, okay, how do these compare damage-wise? Play a couple games with them. I'm like, yeah, these are okay-ish. Wah. With lock-on, do you think people forget arm reticle keep lock, and you can do... Hang on. What is that sentence? With lock on, do you think people forget arm reticles, keep lock, and you can with thanks to that by how many people at tier 5 unlock arms? Yeah, that's another thing. Like, you can technically, like you have your mech twisted fully, right? And then you, like, free camera... I'll show this better when I can, like, actually get into the game, but... It's like, you can twist and, like, keep your lock on them, but it's still the fact that, like, you have to be, like, holding your lock on them. And if you lose it for a second, the tracking just goes derp and forgets it. So, meh. Right, we've already lost an incubus here, which, I mean, it could be worse. It could be, like, our dire wolf or something. All right. Ooh, I feel like we had a root boy in one of our games before. We'll see. Yeah. What you're talking about, like, with the unlocking arms and stuff there, yeah. A lot of people don't unlock arms either, even though it is a important thing. I have my arm lock set to a toggle, so, like, instead of holding shift, I hit left shift. Now my arms are unlocked. You can do this. I hold down left control to free cam. Like, see my cursor there, like the little dot here? I can lock onto somebody like this and then fire my missiles. That is something you can do. Corner fire missiles is still a thing, which is funny, impressive. Yeah, there used to be with ATMs, you could lock onto somebody and then you would hold lock for a second, like whip your cursor to the right and fire your missiles, and it would hold lock for a little bit. They got rid of that because it was really annoying seeing a whole bunch of people like bank 48 ATMs around a corner at like 200 meters, because that is a lot of damage too. But
checked up.
Anyways, we're playing a frontliner mech here, so we're going to be using our MRM in the left torso and then our large pulse lasers in the right torso. You can see it go wub, 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 wub. I actually built this mech for a friend. I don't know if Ree is still in chat.
I'm moving into the center. I'm going to try to light up anybody that's over the Delta 3, Delta 4 line.
I don't know what they're chitter-chattering about, but I'm sure it's not that
important. So we should just stay on the Echo line, guys. See what they do.
What are you talking about? Who's this guy?
We get a kill or two.
Okay, cool. Well, we're going to go do frontliner things because we can bunny hop. Again, like I was saying before, look at that verticality you get with this thing. Like, just instant jumps. It's so good.
Yeah, it's a light. Yeah, I'll wish for him.
Vindicator, Urban Mech,
They're
Hunchback.
probably going to get that disco.
He's in his usual spot up here. I like to take that spot myself, but
right now.
We'll just walk around this corner and then shoot some people. You see, we have an assault far in the back up there, dire wolf. So again, they're going to be doing all their like wall camping stuff. It's our job as an assault to be on the front line tanking hits because we paid for our armor, and damned if we're not going to use it. So
sniper, do we have a sniper that can shoot their sniper?
Yeah. I was trying to like counter snipe over there. That's like a 2-kilometer range bracket. It's super hard to hit that.
Stay on there. Keep your cover.
I'm just gonna poke him a little bit here. Hello, sir. Whoop, whoop.
Multiple Delta 4 or 5 of them.
You can just hear everyone kind of like pulsing their jump jets, pop tarting here. Ooh, that Stalker is interesting. Stalker WE. I don't know what that thing is, but it looks cool. Got autocannons, but it looks too.
They got a little guy pop-tarting over in Delta 3.
Hello there, sir. Pop, 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 pop.
It seems like they're not coming for disco.
Alright, we still have a disconnect light Mac. That's okay.
Looks like they're going to Delta 4.
If they reconnect, they'll be able to get back in the game. Oop, artillery strike there, I think.
You should have called that smoke.
There.
They got a UAV up.
New target.
Okay, we're taking a little bit of return fire there. We shouldn't.
Please shoot the UAV. Thank you. Down.
Bushwhacker. Delta Bushwhacker running cord. Mark target Delta 2. Keep your calls clean and simple.
Delta 4 has a lance and a half and a UAV above them. They're under ACM cover.
Going for a little damage there. Oh, hello there, sir.
I don't think he's
Alpha spotted.
Into the game.
Okay, we can get over that hill pretty easily. Want to avoid friendly fire there as much as possible.
You're shooting at stuff and you're not telling your team what you're shooting.
I don't know what they're bitching about. We seem to be doing fine here, but... Oh, people going complain. Charlie, I've been Jaguar. Good target right side. Zap zap into this guy, holding down my fire. I don't know why that Hunchback is running in there. He's just obscuring a line of fire that he shouldn't be.
New target acquired.
Check over here briefly. Yep.
Chilling shit.
Stalker is kind of in a bad spot there. He needs to just hug up against the wall and then sit down.
New target
I'm watching his
acquired.
backside here with this fine. My left flank should be a little exposed here, but I'm able to run forward if I have to. Oh, yep, there we go.
Charlie.
As a splat build. So yeah, we're going to be joining our team here because we have jump jets and can do this.
New target acquired.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
Echo blood us.
Move in and shoot. I put a UAV up.
Target spotted.
Going to be marking targets here.
On India, Marauder.
India Marauder running cord. Oh, missed that shot, unfortunately. Oh, hello. Fire some missiles out there. Again, trying to hold myself in a position where I can hit them, but not take a huge retaliation
Murder
fire.
ball it.
Try to draw him back.
New target acquired.
Yeah, if anyone has some
spot a guy
party strikes or anything that can hit those towers.
I really wish that I had an already strike for that area that they're on there. All right, we're gonna pop a cool shot here. Then
Foxtrot Center, Marauder.
New target.
in here, Marauder in the open center torso. Hit him.
running.
India
Kill on India.
Where the narc is.
India
Where the
down.
narc is. Everybody find
Go on, Charlie
the narc.
Edmund Jaguar. Left torso, please. Thank you. Taking a little bit of fire there. I'm gonna tank Charlie. Let's go. Follow your Highlander around the right side. Let's go. Follow me in.
Foxtrot Marauder, center.
Fox Marauder going down.
CT down.
New target acquired.
I'm gonna go for a mech. Forgot my O override there. Oh, this is now that's a mistake that I made. I should have overrided there because otherwise I wouldn't have shut down and gotten cored. I still had plenty of armor left, so that is my oopsie. But still gonna make a shot call here or two. We've killed a lot of their assaults, so we should be good.
Nice.
Delta Bushwhacker
dead.
dead. Good.
New
Gone.
target acquired.
Focus your fire on Kilo Marauder. Scorch, please. Thank you. He's fresh.
Light
lit up.
D3.
Kilo Marauder, good target lock. Hit him.
New target acquired.
Just watch as our team. Yep, all that fire consolidates. You just get a little motivational call instead of anything that's like bitchy. Yep. Yeah, unfortunately there I did kind of screw myself over. I could have survived a lot longer in this game by not like overheating myself. One left. Mop up the match. Good job, y'all. Yeah, just a little bit of motivational call in that moment where I saw like the enemy team crumbling. I thought, you know what? I'm an assault mech. I have armor. I'm going to push, and I'm going to lead them in. And that's where you like really can do a big difference as an assault mech. Even if like your weapon system, like you're overheating yourself or just having like a whole bunch of issues where everyone shoots you, you can still decide a battle because everyone decides to focus fire you down. All the enemy team overkills you because they have to like kill all of your arms, legs, and side torsos before your CT goes out. Then suddenly they've wasted all their damage and the rest of your team just sweeps in and follows up because they overcommitted onto you. So, like I said, I paid for my armor. I used my armor.
Right leg on Alpha.
We should just watch this Decathlon go down. I don't know what a Decathlon is, but apparently it's missing its side torsos in a second. Heavy mediums and ER micros, so apparently it's a clan mech. That is, well, whatever it is, it doesn't exist anymore, so GG's. Yeah.
Nice job, guys.
Good game, y'all. Well played. You there? Taking a look at the board, 512 damage done, 624 taken. Again, I forgot my override, so big oopsies there. I wish there was a setting you could toggle that just like by default has your override on, because you have to hit it at the start of every match. Good players will hit it because you always want to avoid your kind of cooldown shutdown thing. Because the big problem with the override not having it on, like we saw there, I take a dirt nap and then my CT just goes out. I had healthy left and right torsos, and I believe my arms were still intact. If I hadn't overheated there and like popped my 5-second shutdown, I could have just like taken that hit and then twisted like this, tank a shot, just like this, tank a shot, and just survived through that. Instead, I did an oopsie, so whoops. Yeah, it's also really important to run your override because if you peak over 100% heat, even for a millisecond, it stun locks you for 5 seconds to do the animation of shutdown, then turn back on. You can peak over 100% heat and not take damage. So you just need to manage your heat bar better. Rather take control and damage than free hits. Yeah, exactly. You don't ever want to give your enemy the choice of what to shoot at. Like, you want to dictate where the damage comes in. That's what torso tanking is all about. You want to soak with the arms, soak with the side torso that has armor. You never want to just let the enemy shoot you in center torso because you decided to take a little nap there. We saw how fast I died when I stopped being able to torso twist and stuff. So, see if we can put any skills in this because we got a bunch of XP. Oh, never mind. It's apparently already filled out. Cool. Right. This was a little tech choice we did. I actually had to take torso pitch on this because we use our jump jet so much. I was finding myself unable to shoot mechs that were below me because all of our torso weapons couldn't reach low enough. We took target retention here because we like to do our little twist back and forth. Speed tweak and health kind of self-explanatory. Pretty much always just take survival tree. I don't want to say that like it's obligatory, but basically there's never a situation where more health is bad. So it's just 20-point minimal investment for every mech. I run speed tweak on all my stuff as well because that's free engine rating and engines are heavy. Torso speed is nice on bigger mechs because they're just a little bit more sluggish for torso twisting, so it feels really good. Velocity, again, if you got a projectile weapon, you might as well just take this. It's like pretty much obligatory. The skill tree, I feel like there's like a bunch of choice, there's also a bunch of not choice. Like if you've got ammo, you just always take the ammo nodes. There's no reason not to. If you've got weapons that have travel time, you go velocity. If you have a mech that exists, you take structure and armor. Like even on like a 20-tonner where this is a minimal change, this can be the difference between an AC-20 round ripping off your side torso or not. Like every little point matters then. Yeah. Besides that, like there's other nodes that's just like, oh, jump jets, like, okay, you can improve your lift speed or reduce your fall damage, vent calibration. Nobody ever takes jump jet tree, even on a mech like this where I'm invested into jump jets. I look at these and I'm just thinking to myself, this is a waste of my points. Like, there's no reason to take these over the other stuff. So it's a little unfortunate because there's a bunch of just not choice. Like, you always are going to go with the 20-point investment into your armor hardening and structure. Like, you only avoid taking velocity if your mech has, like, beam weapon only, and most of the time you can have projectile. Like, you can do laser vomit, don't get me wrong, but this feels obligatory. And then, in my case, I just go heat gen and then the cool running heat containment because I run hot mechs. Yeah. That's a cute little urban mech. I like that. I need to get more emotes. I've been thinking about like emotes, what I want for the channel, and I've got a couple ideas. I'm talking with my illustrator, who is very nice. He did my VTuber model, and I'm trying to decide on what I want to get there. So, yeah, maybe more emotes to come. I've got some on the channel right now. You can unlock those with channel points, I believe. I try and keep them open right now. I don't want to like lock too much stuff behind like subscriber, because don't get me wrong, it is nice to like have people subscribe, but I don't want to like paywall anything really if I can avoid it. If you want to subscribe to the channel, do that. That's your own vocation. Money is a restriction for a lot of people, so I like to let people just kind of have stuff for that. There's the revamp skill tree to get rid of the always take skills. Yeah, it's like if you have a choice, but it's just like you would never not take this, that's not really a choice. That's just a tax here. Like, you've realistically got 71 skill points to spend because you get 91 in total. You're never going to not take armor hardening and structure and stuff. That's just like obligatory. Yeah. This one, an easy diffusion. No, it took you 4 hours. Oh, that's a cute little strawberry swirl cake thing. I like that. Yeah. One issue I have with like emotes is that Twitch, it really does compress them down to its like, it's like 64 pixels or something. So it's hard in certain cases to keep your like level of quality up with that, which is a little unfortunate because there's quite a few funny emotes and stuff out there. But even though the picture is really good, it just gets scrunkled. Yeah, 128 down to 32 by 32. Like if you've got like an 8-bit like layout for something, that's great. You can just do some cute little pixel art, but it's super hard to get any emotes that show up there otherwise because 32 pixels is not a whole lot of space to work with. Big city. All right, let's get ourselves into another game here, shall we? Yeah. Now, like we saw last game, this mech does run hot, so it may be worth considering on this one. Like, I dropped the light ferrofiber, I dropped one of the arms armor, and I just pick up, say, 3 more double heat sinks or something. That could be worth it. Ooh, let's go Mining Collective. Mining Collective Domination, yeah. Because there's a specific location on this map I want to show off what the Highlander can do. And the Highlander is just ridiculous with that jump jet quirk, the 200% thrust. Because if you know how to bunny hop, you can really throw off people's aim. And it's surprising how well that does, like, translating into more survivability for your mech. Because a lot of shots end up going into your legs or arms. And as long as you don't lose your legs, you're fine. Like, okay, cool, I lost my leg armor. That means my side torsos are still intact. Like, okay, somebody might start shooting your legs. Your weapons are still effective against them. So you can spread out a lot of damage across the entire mech and have a very good time. Yeah. Yes, I will remember my override this time, chat. I don't remember why I didn't, because it's normally in my muscle memory to, like, at the start of a match, just hit my override and then forget about it until I cook myself, but still. All right. Let's see. Rubalite Oasis. Ooh, Death Metal Cat. And a Dubious Squirrel. Fun. And with the old 007 Sawut, and we'll get into the game, yeah. I do hope y'all are enjoying my comments, commentary, and other stuff. You did come out to the stream, so there's that. Ooh, we saw the Fjord clan before. They were running dervishes. There was 4 of them then. This might just be randos, or it might be a 3-made. So then there's 3 of the Lores group here. I'm assuming that's like a 3v3. So Usually Matchmaker tries to pair up groups against each other. You'll see like sometimes a 4-stack, then a pair of 2 stacks kind of pair up. So it tries to balance that roughly. Usually you'll get like 1 pre-made lance per game. Then they kind of square off against each other. That's the expectation that it's roughly balanced. So Nekowarrior Online Matchmaker could be improved in certain ways, but for all intensive purposes, yes. For all intensive purposes, it does the job. Sometimes you will get a stomp, but that's the same with any game, just with the amount of variety of like comps and player skill differences and stuff, and the selection that they have for player base here, the Matchmaker does okay. I know a lot of people like to complain about it, saying, oh, this game is terrible bad, wah, 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 wah. No, the Matchmaker is all right. It's just going to, like, it's only as good as the stuff put into it. You can't have this, like, game be refined with perfect matchmaking because there's so much variety in what you can bring in your builds. It can't balance for that. It just has to balance for tonnage and, like, player skill rating stuff. That's the metrics it can go off. It has no idea what you put in your mech. Does it sometimes give you an entire team full of LRM assaults? Yes, it's a little silly about that, but it doesn't know what's in the mechs, so I can't really judge for that. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here if we didn't like the commentary. Yeah, what? I came for the mech par. Yeah, you all actually came here for just override gaming. You wanted to see me shut down and then explodinate. That's why we're here. Yeah. Come for the Meownday Online. Stay for the silly catboy ramblings. All right. I think I'll just like go around this side. I'd like to, like, I don't favor NASCARing, but it's just an emergent strategy a lot of players do because of, well, originally it was because of autocannon location on a bunch of inner-sphere mechs. Most of them had a right-side autocannon somewhere in the lower side of the torso. Like, if you all think about, say, an Atlas or an Orion, you know what the autocannon is on that. It's just bottom right side. That's what led to a bunch of maps and play styles just kind of playing NASCAR style, where you like, pick the right side and then you kind of turn left and rotate for it. I still kind of follow that rule because a lot of players just naturally gravitate towards that. You can do counter rotate and work very well off that, but a lot of players just kind of default into their groove. They kind of know where they want to go. They just start moving up that way. A bunch of maps are built around it. I like Vitric Station because it is distinctly, like, the ramps are set up as a counter NASCAR map. So if you stack on the left side, you now have a ramp you can go up. Conversely, though, that's like fighting against what people's natural intuition is, and also certain mech loadouts. So it makes for a very interesting combat. The midsection of Vitric is very fun to fight for. Okay, these guys are going up top, so I am safe to go up this side. I was a little worried that they wouldn't contest here, but we're going to do that. Again, see the enemy team has all gone onto their NASCAR side, Delta 6 there. So we're going to take the long leisurely stroll to get up top. Yeah.
They might have a scale shot lance, just heads up.
Affirmative.
Now, I don't know if there's any enemies around here at all. It seems like it's a little quiet over here, so we're just going to gravitate our way up here. I did take the long route. I could have gone across the top if I had known we were going to be sending our big assaults there, but unfortunately I did not. Got a Moonwalker way in the back line there, so yeah. We're just taking a long leisurely stroll, going to eventually get into the enemy. Now, here's the funny thing, right? It's a Marauder with a tag. Thunderbolts don't benefit from tag, so even though, okay, hear me out. Even though they don't benefit from tag, tag does still counter ECM. Like, you can't be cloaked under it. So there is a reason to use tag when you've got your missiles there. You don't get like the lock-on speed benefit, but ooh, dubious squirrel with a scale shot. You can see they've all NASCAR'd and like favored that deployment. I thought there might be some people over this side, but unfortunately the game has decided that is not to be the case. Just knock over a piece of terrain there. Don't worry about that. Scale shot down low. Delta scale shot, cord CT. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Well, Curse of Scuff. Yes, indeed. My computer crashed. That's a thing that happened. Wonderful. Why today is everything so super duper ooper scuffed? I don't know. It's just what's happening, I guess. Oh, no, I don't want to. Stop that. Incoming ad break. All right. Hang on a second, chat. Okay, so, stream scuffed, incredibly cursed thing happening. Yes, wait, hang on a second. All right. Twitch, what are you doing? Oh, boy. So, suffice to say, things did not go well. It's now saying we need to run an ad break. So, okay, tell you what, we're going to do a 3-minute ad break here. Thanks, everyone, for standing by. My computer literally blue screened on me, and just like I was mid-sentence as I was walking down a hill there, so I'm assuming my mech is dead. I'm just gonna like unscuff this for a second, so y'all just sit tight. We'll run quick ad intermission here, and we'll be back. Okay? Okay. Okay, chat. For real this time, I think we're back. So, to put this in perspective, I was walking down a hill in Mechwarrior Online, and then my entire computer crashed. It said, hey, we've encountered an error, blue screen of death. And I thought, oh no, not this. So I tried to get the VOD back up. I'm gonna have to download the VOD because my recording's crashed for it, but I'll save that to a hard drive and then sometime in the next century upload that. I really need to get around to uploading my big VOD backlog because I've got like 100 of them since I started streaming that I've just not uploaded because I'm like, I don't really want to do this. I'm gonna have to like spend all this time uploading it, and I just ignore it. Anyways, we are back in action proper now. Last game, I'm assuming, yeah, matchmaking error, so we left early unintentionally, but hey, minor penalty gives you a slap on the wrist for 10 seconds. That's fine, we can take that. We're gonna queue up, try and get some more games in with this. Technical difficulties. This has been an incredibly scuffed stream. The start of it, I completely forgot to change scenes, and then after that, a little bit of tech issues as my camera crashes. Then my computer completely crashes later on, so just... Oh boy, this is a good one. Tinfoil hat, but it's the heat. Yep, little tinfoil hat. Might be the heat. I don't know. I don't think it's my core temperature or anything like that, because I've done this kind of streaming before, and I don't think it's going to be a temperature thing. Like, my computer runs fairly cool. Hang on, let me just tab out and check core temperatures, actually. I could do that. Where is buttons on it? Button thing. Where's my motherboard thingy? Come here. Let's see. Temperatures. Okay. Graphics card working all right. Coolant temperature looks fine. So yeah, graphics card cores 72 degrees Celsius. That's acceptable for running its stuff. Yep. Everything else looks a-okay. It is a water-cooled rig, so I'm very happy about that. Or, actually, I'm not sure if it's water-cooled or liquid cooling. Either way, liquid cooling is on there, so yep, it's able to keep itself pretty cool. I can hear the fans buzzing away. They're perfectly fine, so it seems. There was one point where my computer was having a lot of heating issues, but then I realized that I just forgotten to clean the fan filter, so it had a healthy layer of fur on it, but since I dealt with that, it's not been an issue, so hopefully that is not the case. I can look over right now, and I see that the fans are spinning just fine, and there's not like a huge buildup of lint or anything on there, so I don't think that's it. Still, very strange thing. Reading if you have a... okay... If you have something, the Mobos tend to run them out of spec for more performance, but greatly increase the cooling requirements. I don't believe I do. Don't actually remember what core I have. Hang on, I just had this info up. Where is that thing? Okay, motherboard info. Bring to foreground. Is that a motherboard code, or is that like a CPU code you just linked there? Map this up. Let's go Tourmaline Desert Domination, keeping with the hot theme. CPU. Okay, yeah. CPU-wise, I've got a AMD Ryzen 9 5900X as my CPU. GPU, I've got a NVIDIA RTX 3080, so that's my current rig that I've got. Those, as far as I'm aware, don't have any outstanding issues. So yeah, it's a good rig. I'm very happy with the amount of money that I spent on it and the amount of performance I've gotten out of it. It was an investment that I made about, I want to say a year ago. Let's see, that would have been like, okay, a bit more than a year. So let's call this thing going on like 16 months, give or take, because it was January or December around the time I got that, plus then a year. So yeah, I'm very happy with the rig I've got. I could, of course, upgrade to like a 4000 series if I wanted to, but I'm just going to be honest. I don't think there's a really big performance upgrade going from like a 3000 card to a 4000 card. Like, yeah, there is an increase, but I don't think that's a worthwhile like investment unless there's a super big sale. So just my personal 2 cents on it. Anyways, ooh, we're joined by the dubious squirrel. Very nice. And the death metal cat. Ah, Sean Lang on the other team. All right. Hit him with the old 007. I believe that, I want to say like Metamorphosis plays with Sean Lang. I see them sometimes together in the same lobby, so we'll see if they've got anything
Make sure to
up
smash Sean Lang.
Yeah.
It'll make you famous.
See, hard pass on the 4000. Don't have the support yet, dealing with the heating power connectors. Yeah, there's like the other thing too, the 4000 series when it first came out, they had the power connector issue where they required you to have like, I think it was like 3 inches or something of just straight cable like coming out the side of like the power hookup for it or something, which literally no case had that spacing. So it was, I don't know, there's just like a weird manufacturing defect for that. I'm sure that they fixed that in like iterations since, but yeah, power connectors are still an issue. Oh, okay, yeah, so you've still got that issue as a thing. That's just like, It's also like, there's a certain point where performance kind of stops increasing as certain cards come out. Like, you still get a sizable step up. Like, you compare the 2000 series to the 3000. There's a step up of performance there, and that's like measurable. But you get diminishing returns after a certain point. It's like how CPU architecture now, we're not seeing the same like kind of gains you would get year after year. It's kind of tapered off because there's only so far you can push something before like you just kind of can't really push it any further. We're seeing a bit more of that. Like, new stuff is still going to be better. It's got better performance and all that, but there's a like maximum amount you can get out of it. This guy's gonna peek and have a bad time. Hello, bud. Yeah, I almost took his left torso off with a big salvo there. Oh, you want some too? Okay. Like, I'm the front line of my lance here. I'm running at almost 63 kilometers an hour. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up this hill and we're going to have a good time. I'm not going to corner peek them too much because I'm expecting there to be a whole bunch of enemy mech there if they're pushing up. Okay, you are going to have a bad time, sir. I'm going to bunny hop you. What do you got? Hi, you.
30-second timer.
Oop, timer. We need to do something about that.
Hags on the profile.
There we go. I did something about that. I shot a mech inside the circle.
Target spotted.
Again, taking some less than favorable engagements there because he has laser vomit, but I needed to contest the circle. You can do this by shooting mechs or by standing in it. We'll get our medium mech in there, and I'll just be the kind of frontliner that I want to be here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Missing a lot of my missiles there, but I do get some large pulse laser into him, which is what I want. Now I get some autocannon on that Timberwolf. Hotel Timberwolf in the circle, right leg open. This is the time for us to be firing our guns and whatnot. We might actually want to kill their alpha objective here to buy ourselves a little bit of time if the opportunity presents itself. That's a lot of Atlas, oh god. That is why I was afraid of corner peeking here. And I distinctly said, oh, I'm not going to corner peek, as I then corner peek.
Many thunderbolts.
There's enemy UAV.
We'll read a little bit more about those power connectors here as I find some cover. These power connectors capable of drawing up to 600 watts. To get there, the cable has no margin of safety. Yeah, it's like you're really pushing the envelope for a bunch of that stuff, and like that's not an insignificant amount of power for the amount of like copper that you're going to be running that through. So my CT is taking a lot of damage here, but that Highlander is running cord. Delta Highlander running cord, hit him hard. Yeah, there's like just with the infrastructure and like as you get more power requirements for certain cards and more things, there's just like you can only run so much power through so much metal before you start getting like a heating and melting issue in certain cases. Echo Stone Rider, right torso open.
Target spotted.
Yeah, like try as you might, physics is still one of those things that kind of prevails. So.
Target acquired.
It is interesting though, like with a bunch of standardized power connectors and whatnot, how eventually you're going to hit like certain thresholds like that you just can't get past without changing your architecture. Hello there, that's a warlord. Okay, I got some missile hits there, but missed the lasers. That's fine though. We are not overheated. This corner is like a super stalemate because they rotated to this side and we rotated to this side. And now we need to figure out where the heck we're gonna go from here. Throws a twist hard. This is gonna hurt. Owie. Yep, right in the right side. Still able to tank the hits. Should miss those. Yep, you see, again, missile issue there where they lost track of me because I have radar deprivation, and then their missiles did not hit. And the direct hits that they did hit, that would have hit with MRMs as well. So, yeah. Got our one guy who's chilling in the circle doing his job. I need to find a engagement I want to pick because that front line is not it. You can just see us getting continually rained on there. We got a Supernova in the back who's kind of holding out. I want to try and bait this Warlord up because I know that he's got low mount arm. No, he's got LB-20 and snub PPCs. But most of that is going to be low mount side torso. So I can hopefully get a good shot on him before he can get a hit onto me. Also trying to play the range game here. One of those has, I want to say, yeah, he's doing the cowboy build. I call it a cowboy build because he's got like his cowboy gunslinger look to him. This is us. Ow! Taking a lot of damage here. Crap, we are down a mech. This is stellar. Okay, I need to not stand here. This is not the place to be. I'm gonna get shot here in a second. Yep, owie. Our team is running away, unfortunately, which is not what we want to be doing. So I'm just gonna get shredded here. Guys, please fire your weapons. Please fire your weapons. Guys, please, come on, no! I just see a bunch of mediums there hanging out on the rock, just not shooting things. Unfortunately, our side gets folded there as they manage to overtake that hill. And yeah, that's just gonna be the snowball. As our front line collapsed, and that was that. Womp womp. Good play by them. They stacked up well. They started hitting a bunch of shots that we just didn't have the counter for that. Yeah. Buff Thunderbolt 5s. Like, okay, Thunderbolt 5s, yeah, if you get a whole bunch of Thunderbolt 5s, they have very low spread and they've got like okay velocity, but it still has the caveats of the fact you've got travel time for them in that. Yeah. Somebody being salty in chat there. We don't respect that, so whatever. 0 and 9. We're just gonna dip out of this. You don't have to stand in the circle. It is worth noting this. As long as you damage a mech that's inside of a cap point, be it the base on assault or a, I think conquest points as well, you can damage people. That will stop the caps there. And we saw that where we just poked the Timberwolf a little bit. That was able to contest. But we did have a medium mech who was able to hop inside. We were trying to set up on that gunline hill, and unfortunately the enemy just kind of peek to that corner better. Every time one of us would poke our head out, there would be a whole bunch of assault mech ready to clap us. So that was the unfortunate nature of that. Yeah. Anyways, let us... You know what? Let us take out a clan mech for a change. I kind of want to play the Ebon Jaguar. Haven't gotten to bring this thing out to play today. So we'll do a little bit of laser scalpelage and then maybe switch over to like the Night Jeer or something. I do kind of like those. To show off some of the ATM loadouts we do for that. In terms of like graphics cards, CPUs, and whatnot, I feel like there's a certain point where you're just going to get, like, every generation, there's going to be so many diminishing returns that you'll eventually just hit, like, a point where you only have to upgrade because there's a new, like, CPU architecture or some new connector point or something. And that's going to be, like, the big deciding factor for it. Because as it currently stands now, I don't see new cards or anything coming out with, like, new tech that's like forcing an upgrade, really. Like, don't get me wrong, the NVIDIA cards, they've got some cool bells and whistles to them. I would recommend the NVIDIA cards to people because of these like software techs. Like, if you're a streamer, there's different things that NVIDIA does that AMD just doesn't have a equivalent to. Like, what's it? The DLSS is NVIDIA exclusive tech. There's certain encoders that work for OBS and VTube Studio that is, again, NVIDIA tech. Like, I use the NVIDIA tracking thing because I've got it as a resource. It's pretty good at what it does. But in terms of CPUs and stuff, though, AMD, I feel like AMD was for a long time behind Intel, but then they kind of caught up, and now really the case is just, okay, with Intel, I think Intel has better CPU zero usage, but if your game supports multi-threading well, then AMD CPUs just win out. That's kind of just been the way for, like, I think the past 5-ish years or so, where Intel really good for single core, but then AMD just, if you have good software support from the devs in that, they know how to use multiple core threads, then suddenly AMD is just miles ahead. So that's like a specific tech choice. I don't know. Again, it's your choice. Use what you think is best. There is certain things you can do, like pairing AMD CPU and GPU. I think there's like a specific software tech thing that like lets those communicate better because it's all like internal in-house that they do. But yeah, I'm not the biggest like computer nerd as I used to be. Like, I used to know a lot about like all the new tech stuff that was coming out and all the like latest new innovations or upgrades or stuff. Nowadays is more just like, okay, I've got my rig, I'm pretty happy with this. It's a step up from what I used to run. I don't think I need to pay attention to too much tech news because a lot of it ends up being kind of like, oh, we're experimenting with this thing, and then come like, you know, eventually them finding out, oh, this thing doesn't work, it ends up being a bust. So I just kind of wait for them to start manufacturing something rather than just like, oh, there's this new experimental idea we've got, because so often it will lead to disappointment. Let's go for Frozen City Classic on Conquest. Mining Collective might win out here, we'll see. Yeah, toss up between the two. Oh wow, complete even toss up. Let's see which one coins flips to. Alright, Mining Collective. That's alright. We get multiplier out of that. Yeah, computers are kind of neat. They're a rock we tricked into thinking by injecting with lightning. And now I get to make memes on the internet using it. Tips: add people you enjoy playing with to your friends list. That's a good tip. Something I kind of wonder about for the gaming sphere, because there's a lot of people out there who play video games. Like, this is not like any big revelation to anyone who's been on the internet in the past, I don't know, 20 years. But it just makes me wonder, because most of the time I'm playing multiplayer games that are PvP. But I've recently gotten on like a big Valheim kick where I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll just sit back, relax. I'll build like a farm. I'll go sail around with my boat. It makes me think just like, how many players are just single player? Like they've never touched a multiplayer game. Because I know a lot of people like things like Stardew Valley, or they like single player adventure games. Like that you play, I don't know, like Breath of the Wild or something. It just makes me wonder like how many people are out there who have just never touched multiplayer would have an interest in it. Because I think multiplayer is a fascinating thing. It's really fun to play with other people. But
you start on high.
There's some people who are just not at all
about that.
Start
on high ground. You can shoot into the middle on 6 line. Anyone with long range, like you to post up on Echo 6. Enemy team is probably going to smash the button into.
Oh, his name is Tuna Fist, not Tuna Fish. I got excited for a second there.
Enemy team cannot shoot into the middle from spawn.
No, Tuna has
Raven going wide left. Raven on Fox Golf line. Enemy team cannot shoot into top side from 3 line. The buildings are in the way. We do not have buildings. Executioner.
There's my cursor. Okay.
For Banshee going wide left, Fox Golf line. 2 mechs, Fox Golf.
I kind of just like tuned out whatever he was saying there. He started talking like specifics of okay, some mech goes some line. I'm like, yep, okay, bud. I'm just gonna make like quick calls and just kind of set up where I usually do.
All right, let's go F6, guys. Can you follow orders?
Shit, no, they can't.
Nope.
You say F6? I've been saying Fox and goddamn Golf for the whole match. You all ended up on Delta line for some bizarre reason.
Strike.
Oh,
you don't sound very nice.
Don't be nice. Be better. Be sorry. Be better.
You can still be nice.
They're pushing this line. I mean, I just tell you where the dudes are. It's between you and your W line, wherever you're going to mash it.
You're not being very nice, so I'm just going to mute you, okay?
Noted. It won't you stick your head out of the option.
See, this is what I do for people who aren't nice. You can do calls, but you don't have to be a jerk about it. So now he's just going to squawk off. And this is what happens. If you're annoying like that, people tune you out. They don't pay attention. And so then just stuff happens. They're setting up to do their whole like backline camp thing. Whatever. We're just gonna do a little, ooh, that's an already smoke. Okay, we're just gonna be chilling back here. We're gonna also contest like the midsection here. They'll have their like gun line they can set up. They're getting jumped by a bunch of long rangers.
There you go.
There we go. We're able to kind of skirmish up here and do our stuff. If they want to just like hang out camp the back line, they can do that. It's skirmish mode.
New target.
If you're like gonna try and boss around a whole bunch of people, you need to be like not negative like that. That's the big thing. People don't listen when you just tell them what to do for that. Instead, you just want to be more like a little like helping hand and guiding them. Like, hey everyone, I'm gonna be motivational and go over here and be positive about it. There's ways to lead and there's ways to, it's like the difference between bosses and leaders. There's a very noticeable difference there. Ooh, this Mad Cat is way up top. I didn't know that they had jump jets. Zap. Nice center torso, bud. Gotta cook him a little bit. Yeah, they're running some of their mechs over there, gargoyle and stuff. That's fine. Split up, skirmish. Oop, okay, he went to the other side. That warlord is going to be pushing up in the middle here in a second. Hello, Mr. Onyx. Owie, that's my left torso. Zap. Just going to cook through you, popping a cool shot here, and then zap. Yep, there we go. Right. We're going to cook this guy. Never mind, he's dead.
New target acquired.
Fox shot over here. Yep. Whap. Zap, 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 zap. Again, get into cover, briefly cool down. Switch to thermal, zap. Again, he's a fairly tough mech, but yeah.
On Delta.
Zap. Oop, he retaliates there finally, so we just need to cool down a second. That spider is a ways away. That scatter shot is not, though. That's a thing we can collapse on. Hello, sir. Zap, 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 zap. I did core him out pretty decently. Let's see if he peeks me here or not. You're really not going to want to do that, bud. That's why. Don't blame people going single player now. Hacking such a big issue. Yeah, a bit of it is hacking, a bit of it is also online toxicity. As we saw, there's just like some unpleasant, unsavory kind of like character for that. So I understand why a lot of people just play with like comms off or don't bother. I think it's a wonderful social experience like you can do. But again, as we saw in this game, there's just some guy who's like trying to boss everyone around, give orders. I try and be more inspirational and like supportive for my stuff and just not be rude. And he's like, no, you don't be nice, be better. I'm like, there's no reason you can't be nice. Like, it doesn't take a lot to just like have the basic respect for other people. We're also not doing bad here either. Hello, sir. Owie. I say that as I get shot in the right torso, so that that's a little bit of the egg on my face there, but still. We got at least a kill on a scatter shot, and we've done enough damage. I think that we've equaled our tonnage worth, so just keep an eye down low for that Blackhawk, whatever. Oops, it's smoke. Never mind. Okay, that's an Atlas that we can core out in a second if we're careful. Hello, sir. Zap, 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 zap. Foxtrot Warlord will be our next target. We need to be careful because our right torso is very open.
On Charlie, on Charlie.
There you are. Zap.
Target acquired.
Sun Spider is getting toasted. There we go.
New target acquired.
I think I can just dive for this. Yeah.
Destroyed.
Should be able to hit this. Okay, good. Yes.
New target acquired.
Zap. Oop. Lock my lasers there. Twist so that if he looks at me funny, it doesn't matter. Okay, and then come on, peek and zap. Zap, 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 zap.
Target destroyed.
There we go. All right. Now then, let's see. Where's the last two of them? We got ECM over there. I saw machine gun fire. It's in the corner with the Annihilator. I can't get a shot on him. Wait, what?
Thank you, Tuna.
Huh. Did he walk into him? I think he walked into him. Yeah, he must have like stepped on that. Huh. Anyways, 726 damage done there. So yeah, that guy was rude. I muted him. I feel pretty good about that. Yeah, you can just do this stuff. Like, there's ways to lead and there's ways not to lead. Like I said, he was given a whole bunch of orders there, overly complicating things. If you say, hey guys, we're just going to go to this location, set up a gun line and do this thing, it's going to be good. We'll have fun with it. It'll be a good time. That's how you can do good leading and stuff. If you just boss a whole bunch of people around and tell them, no, shut up, go over here. That doesn't work. People tune you out. They don't listen to you. And they just do what I did. You just open the tab menu, click the mute button, and you go about your day. That feels pretty good. Anyways, let's try a little bit of silly missilage, I think. Or do I want to? I might have to use my fire control macro thing for this. Yeah, because I'd have to get my tag toggle, so we're actually not going to bother with that. That said, yeah, let's bring out the Sun Spider. I've not run this thing for a little while. This is an Oops All Ultra 2 build, so this thing is able to go Daka from afar. I don't typically play the super long range mechs because I find most of the time I like to be a little more frontline aggressive, but yeah. We're going to load up this thing and just see what we go with that. Yeah. Yeah, with a lot of multiplayer titles, you get some like unpleasant characters. So don't get me wrong. I played a lot of video games in my life, a lot of the multiplayer PvP stuff. I have met a lot of people on the internet, and I've got fairly thick skin, so I don't typically care if like somebody wants to throw a whole bunch of toxicity out. But the thing to remember is that there's a lot of people who get very mad about these things and are just unpleasant to be around. It's why despite playing like a lot of Meownday Online or Nebula's Fleet Command or any other title, I don't typically gravitate into the comp scene of those because I find the comp scene in a lot of games is just full of very miserable people. And don't get me wrong, I think it's very fascinating like trying to play PvP games and like compete with other players. Say, hey, I think this is the best strategy. I'm going to practice this in a setting where somebody else is trying their best to win. I think that's interesting. But the player base ends up being the problem there, where it's just a lot of people who are very unpleasant and unhappy and super sweaty about the game, and you just really don't want to be around them, which sucks. I don't know. I like to think that, like, as far as my streams and stuff go, I do try my best to, like, win in a player versus player game because it's kind of expected. I don't want to let my team down by, dragging my feet and just, being stupid or doing some dumb thing that just doesn't help. Because, again, it's a bunch of people, we're queuing up, we're saying, hey, let's go against other players, we'll try to win this. Just be supportive. It's just very easy for a lot of people to kind of point the finger and blame each other. You see this, I always refer to League of Legends as this example because League of Legends is a game that is built for toxicity. Like, from the ground up, that game is built to be toxic because it's very easy to point the finger at your teammate and say, oh, we're losing because you're not doing X thing, and I can be judgmental from my high throne here, and I feel very good because my stat board says blah, 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 blah. So you just get different environments like that in PvP games, and even though I like the challenge of facing other players, because to me, AI it's just not there yet. Like, there's certain games where the AI is kind of cool, and I like fighting against them, but there's other games where it's like, nope, I like to face off against an actual player, and I think that it is like a challenge of saying, okay, which one of us is better? Who's going to make the more errors in that? Just the problem with a lot of games ends up being the toxicity. 007 Sawut. As long as you're not toxic, you'll end up having a good time. And the camaraderie you get from a coordinated team working together and then having a good skirmish, it's sportsmanship. You have a good time because you're with your friends, you're enjoying like the combat, you can do some funny things. It's like, oh hey, let's do like a silly comp, like say like this group here, they're gonna run like all locusts or something. They just run around as a little 20-ton gank squad. That's funny little things you can do with your friends. Everyone agrees to have a good time because whenever I play PvP games, I don't try and manner my opponents unless they're being very rude to me in the first place, because I know there's a good chance I'm gonna queue up and match with them in another game. Like, you might be on the other side of the table with me today, but we're still all playing the same game. There's no sense making a bunch of enemies with toxicity.
I'll set up Echo or Fox 7, Echo 7 up in the mountain.
Let's see. Okay. We might go for saddle push here.
I like it.
Yeah, let's go for saddle push.
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not? That's good enough answer.
Something different, right?
Yeah. In terms of like PvP games and stuff, as long as I'm on my soapbox here, literally, I've crunched the numbers. Toxicity loses you the game. The team that tilts first loses. So if you can play around that, like I've played
Hey, it means our assault.
set context here. I used to play a lot of Heroes of the Storm, which, as far as MOBAs go, is one of the best in my opinion. You can have your own takes formed on that, but I would always notice the team that would lose in that game is the ones who start yelling at each other, tilting, and then somebody starts throwing the game by like suiciding into the enemy base or something. And then that's just how the game is decided. I've seen it on both sides, where the enemy team, one guy just decides he's going to run down a lane, just constantly die and feed, and then that's the game over. It's like, oh, well, that was fun. Okay. If you can just avoid like your team yelling at each other and just like the slightest little push of positivity to say, hey guys, let's group up over here and do this thing and have fun with it. It's like, yeah, that sounds fun. That sounds nice. We are going to do that. It's going to be an enjoyable time. We're playing these games to have fun. If you're playing like super sweaty ranked tournament mode, that's different because you've got a coordinated team set up for it. Hello there. Bam, 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 bam. But even then, it's like, if you're not enjoying yourself, you're not really like, I'd say just if you're not enjoying it, you're not doing it right. That's a big thing. Mental go boom is a real problem. Yeah, like there's a lot of people who end up very passionate about a game, but they do like very poorly in it because they just spend so much time yelling at their team and tilting and stuff. And then there's a feedback loop. They're like, oh, why am I losing? Oh, my team sucks. Blah, 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 blah. Without realizing that like the issue is that you've got the perception of your team sucked and you're mad and you play worse because of it. Yeah. Toxicity, it's like, it's a big thing. As long as you like have morale, you can typically make a comeback in a game. Like even when the snowball starts rolling, you're like, okay, we just need to win like one good fight here and then we're back in it. Oh, I can't hit that actually. Oh. Ah! Owie. Taking a lot of damage there. Yeah. Like you can't measure player morale in a stat really, which is a big thing. But it makes a very huge difference in like your willingness to win in that. Which is why I try and be encouraging whenever I can. It's too easy to be toxic in modern day and age of gaming, where everyone's just online, you've never met any of these people, and you probably never will again. So you just really like incentivize to throw out whatever opinion you have in your head, even when it's not the nicest.
New target acquired.
Just don't be toxic. Toxicity loses you the game. If you want to win, just keep people positive. I'm taking a lot of fire here, which I'd rather not. Enough about philosophy and stuff. Let's shoot some battle mechs, shall we? We're doing a saddle push here, which can go either really good or really bad, depending on how things work out. I've got like a lot of Daka, and I can't really see here. Owie. Bet correlate a few things to quantify morale. Yeah, it's like you can measure it sort of like in some of the effects, but it's not like a stat screen. Like if I pull up tab here or something, it doesn't show up like a ping stat, or at the end of a match, you don't see like a damage stat. But there's a very big difference in like, hey guys, I'm just gonna like call, hey, shoot this mech over here. Oops. Sorry about that. I accidentally shot into them. Yeah, it's really hard to quantify this. Another game I played a little bit of called Foxhole. It's a very interesting game, but it's also a game that a lot of people don't end up enjoying because a lot of it is about making sure the enemy team doesn't have fun. So there's that factor. And a lot of it, too, is morale, where people who end up losing in a fight, so they just log off for the night and they don't want to play again. And that ends up costing a side completely because it's a big long-term investment deal. Oop, hello. Oh.
I've got them looking towards D5, at least a few.
I've got ECM here, so I'm able to peek a little bit. There's a blood-ass there. That's what I wanted. Are you the same build as me? I think that's the same build as me.
Target spotted.
You're wearing my outfit. You bitch.
2 Cs, push up, ready.
You.
King
That is my outfit. You bastard. You stole my drip.
CT is weak.
I'll never forgive you. I can't even see you, actually, unfortunately. But, okay, we're going to drop Artie Strike there and hope that that'll hit them. I've taken a lot more damage. You go for the legs, weak armor there. Maybe.
Good kill.
It's possible to strip the armor out of the legs on the Sun Spider and stuff and run it that way, but it's also possible that they made other sacrifices to run it. I don't remember my build exactly, but I think I've stripped like a little leg armor.
I've pulled at least 2.
I keep seeing all of these like large X-Pulse Atlases. I don't know why. Like, you're giving up some of the best parts of an Atlas, which is the like survivability you get with the arms, in order to, you know, run that. And then you have to full expose the Atlas. It just gives you like so much like big hitbox to get shot in. I don't know why. Like, why are you running it this way? There's a Stalker that you can run that build in, and it's better. You don't need the Atlas. You fools. Like, if you want +1 HSL, there's better mech. Bam, 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 bam. Anyways, keeping our sight lines open here.
Let them come in.
Ooh. Is that smoke? Nope. Okay. That is smoke, but not the danger smoke. What is he doing back there?
I thought you guys were pushing. I was trying to distract him.
Alright.
It never happened.
We kind of got held up by running into the entire enemy team.
Yeah.
So we traded
A
respectable
difference
fire
of
here.
one isn't much when the position's bad.
Target acquired.
Alright. Nope. So, the nice thing is we've got a fresh Mad Cat, so that is going to decide a little bit here. Most of us are stripped out, so we're not going to push here. We're going to wait for somebody to present, and then we're going to kind of like stand off for a little bit.
Push over. Pick
Peek
them
on
on.
you. Boop, 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 boop.
R7 heal is good for
Able to
snipe.
get a
Yeah,
little bit
this is a
damage,
take
avoid
to
the
the hills
PPC
moment.
retaliation. Oh, look at all those LRMs flying by. Also got ECM, so we're able to be a little more reckless here.
At least I
Hello,
want
sir.
to do that. That sounds fun.
Do you have PPCs in the arms? I think he does.
57,
Oh,
try and come in.
he's running hags up top there, and he's got
New
PPCs
target
in the arms to
acquired.
support it. That's interesting. I was wondering why his shots seem to come lower.
Missiles coming from Delta
The
6,
Generous
Delta
weak.
7.
The Timberwolf is
Owie!
Thanks, cap by
Oh, I'm gonna
Why?
take a big missile volley here in a sec. This is gonna hurt. Can I? Nope, crap. I almost dipped behind those smokestacks.
Yeah,
Ah!
short, short, short.
No! Alright, damage, 516. So, not the best showcase of this mech, but still able to put out a respectable amount of DACA. Our Mad Cat is just chilling far in the back here. He's contributing like some fire, but he's not locked his target either, which is a bit of an issue, and he's missing his shot here. Now he hits the lasers. There you go. Now he gets it. Yeah, being a fresh mech at this stage of the game means you can hold the front line pretty well, because you've just got enough survivability. You can out-tank some stuff. See him now doing a bunch of damage there.
Timberwolves, D7, Howl, and a bounce hunter.
Timberwolf is big nasty over here. Delta 7, you got a lot of heavies closing in. Seeing the ATM build here on the Howl just ripping into this thing, showing the ATMs do a lot of damage up close. That said, he's struggling to hit through the cover here
Camp is
because
open, center
he can't
torso,
really
and
aim
sides.
these. He just has to point and click and then hope. Again, they see just slaps into the wall. So even though ATMs, they can deal a lot of damage on direct fire, there's certain restrictions. See here, that is a great case. You get open target, just rip into it. All the damage dealing. Hotel Timberwolf, take the leg. Low ground, Delta 7. Again, I make my calls like that, just not yelling at anyone to do stuff, just saying, yep, you want to go over here, you want to hit this guy, here's the shot to make. Just pushing them gently in the right direction. You don't want to be like cracking the whip and like killing off a whole bunch of people, because that just doesn't work.
Legs are
They
the
don't
word.
listen to
Back
you.
for the saddle. We're pushing more.
Again, oh my god, he can hit it 2,000 meters.
Shadow
What is
cap
this thing's...
legs.
What is this range? Since when do ATM 9s go to 2,000 meters? Is there something on the Timberwolf Howl I don't know about? How does he have this far range? Like, what?
New target acquired.
Am I tripping here, chat? Like, that says 2,900 meters.
Target acquired. New
Howl gets
target
80%
acquired.
range. Wow. I wonder if that extends the, like, maximum damage range as well.
Legged.
I think it does, right?
One touch.
Like, it should.
Left torso.
Yeah, he's got a.
That's
a
interesting.
vapor
He's able to hit a tag at that range. Unfortunately, he's out of ammo now, which is the other downside of missiles.
Blood ounce right there with him.
Critical.
So, yeah. Totally extends the damage brackets. Okay, I mean, that makes sense, right? Like, you increase, like, the minimum range
Yeah,
of,
then
like,
the X-Pulse Atlas.
all,
6,
that's
low
at work.
ground.
It's like,
Target
AC-20s is, like, max damage range 270. You get a range node that'll increase, like, your damage bracket to up, like, I don't know, like, 300 you can get to or something. If that makes sense, it would push out the max damage range bracket. That's a really interesting build.
Acquired.
Hatchet Man on.
Hatchet Man ready to pop. Center torso, one tap.
CT.
Acquired.
Just brush him with a laser.
Target
There you go. See him trying to correct his shot there. Arctic cheated with 2 heavy large lasers.
Jagged,
It's a
one
good
touch
build.
CT and side.
Charlie Eben, open all torsos. Take your pick.
Target destroyed.
He's out of here. Good shot.
New
Lock on.
target
Alpha,
acquired.
Shadow Cat, center
Cat.
torso, or left leg. Your choice.
Target
He's
destroyed.
out of here. 2 left. Assault Mech, Echo 7. Good target.
New target acquired.
Torsos are open as hell.
Take his
Right
leg
leg
off.
first.
Slow him down. Left
Leg.
leg Atlas. Go for the leg. Left
Go
leg.
torso, so he'll be running hot.
Target spotted.
Now he's slowed down, so he's going to be limited mobility. Take that left torso out.
Heat level.
His left torso's gone. Now the right one. Disarm him. He's a stick, and he's out of here. 1 left. Good game.
Blood lab. The blood asp is on the left-hand side of E7.
Target
There he is. You see him. Light him up.
Heat level.
Running away is OP, please nerf.
Target spotted.
He's open
Focus
CT,
fire. Right
both
torso
sides.
weakest.
Heat level critical.
Center torso. Good job. Good job, y'all. GG's.
GG.
Again, see, at the very end of a match, just calling a specific target, coordinate a little bit of fire there, easy win. Microphones, they're overpowered.
First 5 I've gotten in a while.
Even pulling numbers here. Timberwolf Howl, almost 1,000 damage. What did that Arctic Cheetah have? Yeah, Arctic Cheetah here, 800 damage. Just 2 heavy large lasers. That's all you need. It's good. You know what, actually, hang on. I've got an Arctic Cheetah. I think I could run that build. Let's go take a look. Because the Arctic Cheetah, along with other clan mechs, you only need like 2 energy mounts, and you've got a viable build there. So, yeah, easy value. Let's see, Arctic Cheetah. I've actually got 2 of these. One of these came from an event. I think this one's the yeah, this one's the machine gun build you commonly see. That said, what's the set of 8 bonus on this? Medium pulse, turn rate, heat dissipate. I don't think I need that. Let's check omnipods and see. Left torso, what does the E give you? Base structure, okay. Right torso, base structure. All right, so I don't think that I need that. I went with the prime because that gets me the ECM, which is quite good. Does the prime have anything special going for it there? Light max, Arctic Cheetah prime set of 8. Let's take a look. Sometimes I like to check the set of 8 bonuses because I think they're a cool little tech piece. Let's see. Prime set of 8 gets you turn rate and missile cooldown. Okay, so yeah, nothing really special going on there. However, if we go back home and take a quick little look at this, I'm just going to save this because I forget if I have this or not. Nope. ACH-E. This is going to be 2 MPL, then like 6 MG. We'll just save that as a build. We'll just strip out these machine guns like so. Wop, 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 wop. Then you'll see in a second here with like 1 heavy large, and then we'll just need to take off the arms because we don't need them. I can also take off these because I'm not going to use them. Should be able to get another heavy large laser in. Yep, there you go. So that gives you a half ton, so you can invest that a little bit. I'm going to actually put armor in the head just because that way it doesn't scream at me. And then there you go. How about like 1 more in the head? There we go. Excellent. We'll save that as 2-HL. Cool. Save. Wow. Sure, we'll save this, and we'll just adjust our skill tree accordingly. Howl gets 80% extra range, told to extend the damage bracket. Thoughts on Quad X Pulse? Okay. I rambled about the Quad X Pulse Atlas. I'm going to explain to you why the Quad X Pulse Atlas is bad. Where is it? It's the RS, right? Yeah, so, okay. The Quad X Pulse Atlas you will see sometimes because people want to run that. Did I save this build somewhere? No, I didn't. Okay. Anyway, so the Quad X Pulse Atlas is bad because if you look at the arms here, see where the laser mounts are? Take out this stuff so I can add in like 2 more large lasers and showcase this. Anyways, so if you look what these are all very low mount. It requires you to be incredibly exposed towards your enemy. And here's the thing about the Atlas. You're not torso tanking. These arms are great survivability and they have massive hitboxes. So if you want to kill the Atlas's firepower, you are incentivized to take off the arms or hit these very large side torsos here. So you're staring at the enemy. Granted, you are a 100-tonner. You've got a bunch of health, but your hitboxes are not great for this. You're doing a cowboy loadout. Your arms are very low mounted, so you can get zapped off with this. If you look at, there's other mechs. Like, the people take this one because laser HSL +1 is pretty good. Does this thing have benefits? Yeah, it has 10% cooldown, 10% range, and 10% heat. Actually, it's got 20% heat because it's got energy heat and just general heat. So it has some bonuses, but it doesn't change the fact that even with quirks, the hitboxes are still not good. Compare this, however, to another mech. Let's go back to our assaults into our inner sphere tree, okay? Down here, we have either the Stalker 7D, which has very nice hitboxes here. All this stuff kept in the torsos. This is a stock mech. That's not the Stalker I was looking for. Okay, so our other Stalker is actually the same concept. Or we can take the Stalker 4N. Innosphere Large Laser HSL +1. And it has HSL +1 anyways. Remember how we ran this thing with large pulse lasers before and we had great success? Guess what? You do this exact same build, quad large X pulse lasers, you are not only 85 tons cheaper, you have a better forward-facing target profile, you have higher weapon mounts, meaning you can just barely peek this thing over a hill and like hold down the trigger at somebody, and you can essentially battle tank with somebody because they fire back at you. You just keep going cook, bap, 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 bap. Big missile volley comes in. Okay, just wiggle your nose back and forth a little bit. Damage spreads across the whole area. You just keep firing. These are smaller targets to hit. You spread damage across the entire mech, and you're able to keep yourself going. if you want to do the quad X pulse large build, just run the Stalker 4N. Mathematically, it's just better. Like, you give up a little bit of the heat and cooldown and other things. Okay, 10% like cooldown and 20% heat. It's worth it to have a survivable hitbox instead of paying like an extra 15 tons and other issues that come along with the Atlas profile. Because if you want to run an Atlas, like, you don't want to run an Atlas that has to stare at people for a long time. That's not how that shape of mech plays. You're just going to get corned out or torn apart or lose your arms. Like we saw in that last game, the Atlas ended up losing its side torso. There goes all of its weapon, and it lost its other side torso because it's very easy to take apart. The Stalker, hitboxes are closer together here. It's a little more ambiguous where does the center torso and side torso ends. So if you just wiggle your nose back and forth under fire, you can split a lot of damage there. It's just a better build. In fact, to prove it, we're going to take this sucker out. Save build. Done. I could even upgrade this thing with some more lasers here if I wanted to. Like, I could bring out, say, medium X-pulse lasers into this thing. Or if I wanted to just do, like, the whole laser drill breaker thing, I look at the Stalker 7D over here, right? I can load this thing with, like, 3 large X-pulses on the left, right torso, and I just fill it up with a medium X-pulse. Actually, do I have that saved? Yeah, I do. So, even then, you can go with a laser drill breaker build like this. And suddenly, you're just the Death Star. Your arms are ablative. You can stare at people with this thing, and it works. I don't know why everyone insists on running the Atlas RS with it. I guess, like, yeah, you do get, like, a thing for a little bit reduced heat. But that's not the biggest part here. The biggest part is hitbox. Plus, I think this thing gets some heat or cooldown reduction anyway, doesn't it? That's my skills. What's it got? Quirks. Yeah, it's got a little laser heat gen. It's got a little more laser HSL. You could also run this thing with 6 large laser, which is a serviceable build as well. You just fire that where you've got the arms on like left click, and then you put like the lower ones that come down here and here on the right click. That still gives you like 4 large lasers to cook people with. 6 large laser soccer is a tried and true classic build. It works. Let's actually take this thing out just for like a little sustained DPS to show what I'm talking about. I'll probably round out the stream after a match or two here, because I'm needing to go and help out. Actually, a friend's going to help me out figuring out what we're doing tomorrow. They'll be trying out a game called Vintage Story, which hopefully will be a less scuffed stream than this one has been. Yeah. I was talking about like branching out like the different titles, and a couple of friends said, hey, this game looks kind of cool. We could play a survival crafting game thing together. I'm like, yeah, that sounds kind of fun. I'll take a look into it and then see how we go. Got a big Valheim kick recently, like I said, because again, that's a fun little survival crafting game. It's just enjoyable sometimes, like setting up your base. Going, yeah, how's my top 16th Catboy? Speaking of, Royston, how you doing? I was just talking about us doing Vintage Story later. Just gonna wrap up stream before too long here. Just queuing up 1 or 2 more games here, and then we're gonna see how things go. So everyone, this is Royston, or Rory, depends how you want to call him. He shows up to my Nebula stream sometimes, and we bug each other. It's great fun in that. Yeah. Let's vote for Vitric Station Domination. So I'm trying to showcase here basically a sustained laser fire build where we just stare at the enemy mechs and hold down the trigger. It might have some mixed success because, again, this is not typically how you want to play Mechwarrior Online. You most often want to fire your weapons and then twist so that you're able to like take fire. Oh yeah, also Rory, this has been an incredibly scuffed stream. So to start the stream off, I forgot to hit the change scene button, so I did my whole intro thing to no one, and then I had to repeat that. After that, then my camera started glitching out within the first like 5 minutes of stream, so I had to disconnect and reconnect and reboot all that. And then, like, I don't know, an hour and 30 minutes into stream, my computer just blue screened on me, and it was like, oh, I guess I just don't get to play now. So that was it. Yeah, game on stream today, crashed 6 times, been cursed. Is there just like, I don't know, like weird like sunspot, like solar flare rays or something, just curse of scuff on everyone? Like a friend of ours, her power went out today, and it's like, oh, well, I guess that's a thing. My stream has been incredibly scuffed. You've had like 6 crashes playing, I don't know, Viva Pinata or something. I didn't check what your stream game today was, but it's just been a funny day. Shock the Monkey, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, pull up a chair. Oh, you played Banjo-Kazooie. Nice. Which one? Take a big sippy here. Nuts and bolts. Oh, that's like the racing game one, isn't it? Remember that one being kind of controversial because everyone was like, oh, we want more Banjo-Kazooie. And then the devs basically said, oh, hey, here's like more Banjo-Kazooie. Psych, nerds, it's a racing game now. And everyone was like, I wanted to do like my Banjo-Kazooie adventure game, like Crash Bandicoot. And they're like, nope, You gotta go racing game. Ah. Tell Scuff to code the emulator to get it to work. Everyone hates it, but love the vehicle. But yeah, okay. I will say this, like, you can have a spin-off game like that, and it's like, hey, we're doing something different. Here's characters you know. It's like, take like, what's it, the Diddy Kong Racing. That's a really good game. Is it the same as, like, some of the Donkey Kong adventures? Like, what's it? Like Donkey Kong Classic or whatever. Like, you get some side-scroller adventures and stuff. Just if you establish it's like different and you don't sucker people in saying, yeah, it's a Banjo-Kazooie adventure thing, but you're actually doing vehicle racing thing, it just set expectations for what people are getting in that, and it's good. A lot of the time, people will end up saying like, oh, okay, this is a slightly different game than I thought it would be, but it can still end up being enjoyable. As long as you know what you're getting in for. Everyone loves kart racing when you call it kart racing. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think about certain games that have, like, names attached to them. For example, the Dawn of War series. Dawn of War 1, 2, and 3, which I have to acknowledge does exist, are very different games from each other. A lot of people are divided between Dawn of War 1 and 2 because they share the same titles, but 1 and 2 play very differently. There's just a core difference in the structuring of those games. And Dawn of War 3 also exists. If they didn't all have the same name, you would have communities dedicated to all of them. But, yeah, Dawn of 3 does not exist. Yeah, oh man, I had to think about this now, because, like, I played Dawn of War 3, and, I'll be honest, I had no idea what was happening in that game. I would look at a battlefield, and there's just so much stuff, like, being noisy, shaking around on the screen. I didn't know what units I had or what they did. It just all filtered in as noise. And then, like, my army got wiped by, like, a Titan just wiping its, like, sword over the entire battlefield. Yeah. 3 makes it canon Gorguts survives, so I guess it's all right. Yeah, I believe 3, the biggest thing that it did was say that the canon ending to Soulstorm is that Gorguts wins it all. So it's like, okay. Yeah, Dawn 3 just boring. Eldar especially just waited time during the campaign. Yeah, the best part of Dawn of War 3 was the trailer. That's a sad state. Like, it's a game made by people who just kind of completely missed the mark on what people wanted from it. There was some interesting ideas. Like, I could tell that the devs, to their credit, they had some interesting thoughts. They had a couple cool ideas of, like, how they wanted to play. But it ended up just all coming together as this weird kind of, like, not great experience. Dawn of War 2, I will commend the campaign in that. The campaign was this sort of, like, Diablo-esque, like, exploring, like, all these ancient ruins, uncovering this plot, like, leveling up your squads. It's just very interesting combat. The multiplayer, also, I liked Dawn of War 2's combat. I got into Retribution when it was, like, healthily into its life cycle. I was like, yeah, this is interesting squad v squad combat. There's a lot of technical decisions to make here. It's not Dawn of War 1, and when you separate the two of them, besides just sharing a name, they are both objectively good games. Dawn of War 2 is one of the greatest games of the decade. Yeah, again, I think it is a good game. I'm not going to disagree with people on that. I'm just realizing now I stepped out of cover into the wrong position. I'm just gonna tuck in here. Yeah, Retribution multiplayer is good. Yeah, it did cool things. And I think that the big problem is that people end up comparing the two of them. I should not be staring at this. So that's ER large laser fire, which outranges my stuff. I want to be face staring someone at like 467 meters, as indicated by my weapons panel in the bottom right. And they're beyond my effective weapons range. So not what I want to do here. Dawn of War Soulstorm's still the go-to series, though. I will disagree on Soulstorm. How, jerk? What are you doing here? Screw you. Pew, 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 pew. He's just staring at me. Okay, cool. Well, that worked. I will disagree on Soulstorm. I think Dark Crusade was one of the best ones there. Soulstorm just got a little bit scuffed. Like, Sisters of Battle and Dark Eldar were kind of weird, awkward feeling factions. The air units were not great. It just... The campaign wasn't as good. I think Dark Crusade was the peak of it, although I am a very big sucker for the first Dawn of War game because that's what introduced me to Warhammer, and I think of them, it's got, like, the best story. Don't get me wrong, like, Dark Crusade has a really cool, like, Total War style strategy campaign map, but, yeah. Okay, yeah. If you're playing the Ultimate Apocalypse mod, then yes, I understand why you say Soulstorm is the best. I agree with that. Soulstorm Ultimate Apocalypse mod is incredible. Hello, Mr. Grail. You are a problem. Okay, this is not going well. We need to give ground here, which I don't like, but that's the reality. Would you kindly not shoot me in the back? Thank you. Yeah, we just don't have the ability to hold this position, and I'm getting lasered a lot. They have all ER stuff. Why are you blocking behind me? Please move out from behind me. Ah, jerks. Like, if you see a mech reversing, don't get behind them. Oh my god. Please, Mr. Thanatos, move and stop blocking us. Thank you. Just, you need to have situational awareness. Like, your teammates don't have rear view mirrors. If you're standing like that and blocking somebody, don't just be locked on your sight line. Because you end up, like, blocking for your team, and then the enemy just kills them. It's really not good. We've also given a lot of ground here because we've just not been able to hold it. They have weapons that outrange us. So, yeah, not going great. We have to take low ground in this case because this high ground position is not holdable. The Krail there is going to kill anyone who gets close, and then the long-range weapons just shoot everything else. So, yeah, it's going to be awkward as hell. We're already down 4 mechs, and most of us are stripped out, so I don't like our odds of winning this. Not the greatest showing. Although we did get to shoot that Atlas in the face for a while there, so I'm pretty happy with that. That said, they have 2 Atlases, which is not stellar. Alright, Hellbringer's still pretty fresh. Might be able to pick a fight somewhere, but they've just got a mech set up with, like, ER large lasers commanding a wide field of fire. We did not have a counter sniper in position. We're down by 6 mechs. We're gonna get defeated detailed here as they just pick off more and more of us. So, yeah, time to go for a good old last stand. 3, 2, 1, fire. Take out this guy's arm. That way we are literally disarming him. Pew, pew, pew. There we go. Cook 1. Walk onto you. I want to check. Okay, where's your component's best set? Right, you are just going to charge me. Cool. I can't actually kill you, so I'm just going to inflict pain on your allies. Pew, 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 pew. Oh, I could have gotten that Hellbringer. Unfortunately, I'm out of weapons. Darn. Well, we've unfortunately lost this game due to snowball effect kind of kicking in, and we just didn't have the counters to the enemies, so that's a bit unfortunate. I think I can go one more before we end off stream. I'd hate to end off on this game. So yeah, 2 to 12. Snowball effect happens. They had high ground positions, very commanding fields of fire. Our teammates all kind of clustered up in one spot, bumped into each other. So yeah, bunch of compounding factors there. All right. Yeah, like I said, with this build, you've got the large X-Pulse lasers. You've got a more generous, like, peaking thing. Let's queue up with one more run of this thing for the day, and then I'll have to hop off. Me and Royston are going to go try and figure out, see if Vintage Story works, or if we keep crashing, or if today is just going to be incredibly scuffed. Gonna go make food sometimes before I abduct you. Okay, yeah, we'll figure that stuff out later. We're gonna go for, like, one more drop here, because I also will need to get a bite to eat, because I've not eaten too much today, actually. I should probably get around to doing that. I keep thinking to myself, I'm not hungry before I start stream, and then I get through stream, and I get, like, progressively more and more hungry, so every time we take, like, a 3-minute break, I just run off and grab, like, another snack. I probably shouldn't do that. I should just eat before stream, but at the same time, I'm, like, not hungry enough then, so I feel like, it's just not worth it. Anyways, let's do one last drop here with this Stalker and see if we can't get some good lasering. Again, I think that if you're going to run quad large X-Pulse on an assault mech, the Stalker 4N is the platform for it. Like, it's got the hard point mounts you want. It's got the hitboxes you want. Food is important. Food is important. Have a snack. Again, I think that, like, most problems that a lot of people experience can be solved by them just having, like, a snack, a juice box, and a nap, and then approaching it. Because a lot of the time people end up, where we talked about, like, morale and stuff earlier, people end up just getting so caught up in their own head and not tending to, like, the most basic things. So many of my friends end up having, like, some life disaster thing that's going on, and I just stop and say, okay, hang on a second. Have you eaten anything today? And they're like, well, I had, like, an iced coffee at, like, I don't know, 7 a.m., and I've eaten nothing else today, but my life is a disaster, and it's melting down, and blah, blah, blah. And then I just, like, give them, like, a sandwich, and then suddenly it's not a problem anymore. It's really funny how that works out. All right. Could go for the old Bog Champ. I think we'll end off with Bog Champ Conquest. Yeah. Gonna have chalky milk and a fruit roll up like a fat kid. Yeah. See, you can do that. You can have, like, a chalky milk and a roll up. It works. Like, just, I'm not, like, the biggest fruit by the foot fan. I eat them, like, every once in a while. They're kind of fun. It is, so when a bunch of COVID restrictions were on, what I would do is when I was wearing a mask and stuff, I would put a fruit by the foot in it, and then I just, like, slowly start chewing on that, and you just see, like, a fruit by the foot wrapper just, like, getting peeled out the bottom of my mask. It looked like it was just coming out of my mouth. It was really funny. Yeah. It is just kind of funny how a lot of the time people end up just being dehydrated or hungry or just, like, kind of exhausted and just tending to, like, the most basic human need things ends up fixing a lot of issues. Because if you don't have like a good base foundation, like I'm bad about sleep schedule because I enjoy kind of staying up later. I'm running on like nighttime hours. Like I'll wake up around noonish and then I'll stay up until like 4 a.m. because that's just kind of the natural like circadian rhythm I've fallen into. Just having like an established times, like I'm going to wake up, I'm going to eat at these times and just make sure that I tend to basic needs. That goes a long way for people. Or it's just, I know a lot of people who are like, no, I feel like all exhausted. I'm like, okay, well, you just are completely off like your rhythm. You don't have like good patterns holding here to keep yourself like in check. So of course you're going to feel awful. Yeah.
Reactor online.
Right, Mike was trying to fall down there for a second. Anyways,
Sensors online. Weapons
yeah,
online.
tend to your basic needs because you're not going to be able to keep your advanced life working if you don't have the basic stuff, which is like, I am going to eat today and I am going to like go to bed in a reasonable time frame. Maybe it's like a weird hour for other people, but as long as you've got a consistent sleep schedule and you're getting like a necessary amount of rest, you can do that basic stuff. I've been sleep to 4 p.m. after stream to 10 p.m. That from like 7 to 10 is stuck. Yeah, it's like you get like weird rhythms. Try and get yourself like a consistent rest pattern because your body just needs a time where you're turned off so it can do maintenance. You're not that complicated as a being. You're just an advanced machine that needs some downtime. First day in the last week, they've actually stayed awake after stream. Yeah, even then, it's like, okay, if you need to take a nap, take a nap. Like, rest is a necessary part of life. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I need to be always like going. I need to always be like 110%. It's like, no, nothing in life was designed to run at 100% efficiency. There's a reason why sometimes the best quality stuff is made after you just take a rest. Like, there's a reason breaks are literally essential to making more productive work happen. To be turned off in a Neko stream, gonna mud bonk yourself. Oh, get out of here, Rory.
Target spotted.
New target.
Alright, I've got the
acquired.
gameplay to put you to sleep. Ah, okay, so they've got a Warhawk, I want to say that is. It's a Warhawk or Direwolf? I want to say Warhawk. It's got ERP PCs, and it's just going to be hanging out there all game at that 800 meter mark. Again, large X-pulse lasers, I can't reach out and touch that, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to pick
New
another target.
acquired.
This is the downside of running these builds. They are a little closer quarters, a little more sustained fire. Extended range stuff, like the large laser boats you'll see here, they will just eat me for breakfast if I poke out early. I'm not exactly a brawler. I'm a mid-range DPS mech, so I need to look for mechs like that I can target. Because the idea is, ideally, I've got enough tonnage that I can just win the face trade,
New
and then we go from there.
Acquired.
We will see, though. Oh, so you can see there, that's a enemy plane coming in. Because they're going to drop an artillery strike. I'm going to try and shoot at this thing. Zap, zap. Okay, so I do get the UAV there. Heal. Oh, ads trying to start up. Nope, going to snooze those. Okay, what the? Eh? Where'd that come from? Okay. So our team is rotating here. We're going to parade along with them. We're starting to do a flank overload into the Echo 7 line to try and overtax the enemy up top there. Yeah, they've got an Axum, and I believe it was a Warhawk up on the ridge. We're keeping them suppressed. Ooh, that Axum has lost his side torso. That's big. So yeah, that means that he's got half his firepower.
New target acquired.
Our team is commanding the up top position there, so their fields of fire will overwatch this area. Meaning that in theory, our push over here, where you can see our Arctic Wolf and stuff trying to push up on them. Push up on the right side, Echo 7, let's kill them.
Need assistance.
Just coordinate our team a little bit here. All it takes is just one little call and focus fire.
New target.
See, they've still got their Warhawk up there. Yep, Warhawk Prime. Right. Timberwolf getting shot up here. So it's going to be a bit risky exposing like this. We're going to have to run fast and avoid the enemy. Pew, 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 pew. So unfortunately, we're getting rotary autocannoned here, and I'm walking into a tree. Owie. We need to get out of here. Gotta try and sustain a little bit here. Owie, 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 owie. Ah, crap. Okay. Could take some damage here, but we'll be able to move around.
New target
Focus fire, Delta Axum. Good kill.
Destroyed.
Now, we need to start commanding from the front. You can see we got a Banshee up there, but that's not going to be enough. Golf Timberwolf, good target.
New target.
Now this guy up here, see, I'm able to shoot over my friendly mech here, and I'm just going to put damage into this guy. Now, because I've suppressed him, he's able to, well, he's not able to do the fire he wants to. All right, I feel like, yeah, I was worried they would come around the corner. I'm going to put up a UAV here and keep our pressure on. Bravo, Warhawk, running cord. Uh-oh. Ah, sir. Sir, thank you. Ow. Fuck.
New target.
Just drop it down.
Critical damage. Warning,
As one kill for us, 20-tonner down. Now I'm pushing a stupid angle here because I don't really have a choice in the matter.
Left torso. Left arm destroyed.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down there, but it should buy my team enough time to kind of go around the side. We'll see if we can't coordinate a couple more shots here into a specific target or two. No, looks like we are losing quite a few mechs. I've got some high ground positions here that are less than suck.
Level.
Charlie, Arctic Cheetah, focus left leg, sweep the legs, left leg.
Timberwolf, D6.
I'm trying to aim low here. Our guys shooting into each other. Less than stellar.
Right.
I think we just kind of bled out a little too much there. Our high ground damage dealers weren't able to hit it. Guys diving in cover here. It's just a big old mess of a brawl fight. Ugh. Ow.
Destroyed.
Yeah, Banshee here. Unfortunately, he's going to get cored out. He's just spent a little too long staring at people. He's not torso twisting either. Like, you'll see him twist like a little bit, but Banshee's very large center torso. You need to block damage into those arms since there's nothing in them. They're a blade of HP that you need to use, otherwise you're just going to get cored out. See, just now, unfortunately, our team kind of trickled in piecemeal. We lose on that, where they had a commanding position, good fields of fire. The Axum up top we managed to take out, but not before it got some value in. Same with the Warhawk. And the rest of the team just kind of was able to tear us apart. Yeah, unfortunately, didn't get the best showing of the Stalker here, but in terms of like running the large X-Pulse build, I think the Stalker is still the definitive answer for which assault mech you want to do for it. Yeah, we just didn't ever get the range matchups we wanted here. If I had something like a large laser boat, like a classic one, or an ER large laser boat, I could contend with a bunch of the other enemies at range, but in this circumstance, we just didn't quite get it. Let's see. Where was it? Yeah, the Axum here, it got a little damage before it got taken out. Warhawk Prime, same deal. They had a good fire position, but the problem was we just kind of trickled in piecemeal, and a bunch of their guys managed to capitalize on us. Hatchet Man did good damage. Battlemaster as well. Incubus doing pretty good numbers there for a 30-tonner. So yeah. Oh well, our game to lose. Yeah, you make a couple of misplays. You can recognize your mistakes and improve on those. That's a big thing that I try and always talk about on my stream, of just recognize what did we do well, what did we do wrong, what can we improve, and try and build up from there. Because as long as you're playing the game and improving, you're doing good. You don't have to be winning all the time. Winning is just focusing on making yourself better at the game. Right? You don't have to like get a whole bunch of W's saying, hey, yeah, congratulations, you won the match. It's like, okay, did I play this match? Did I get better? Did I learn something? Did I do something new? That's improving. That's winning. Winner's mentality in that versus like winning the game. Anyways, let's find somebody to raid, shall we? As we just kind of round out our stream for the day. And then I'm going to go get myself some food. Tell you what, Sheba Starfire was in the chat earlier. Let's go raid her. She's playing Mech Commander, so we can continue our little Battletech adventures. Anyways, I've been NekoboyBlue. Thank you for coming to my incredibly scuffed stream today. We'll be back tomorrow for Vintage Story. A fun game that me and Rosin VT in chat should be playing with a couple other VTubers. See some Neko nonsense there as we kind of unga-bunga our way through the various ages. Yeah, then Wednesday will be some Nebulous Fleet Command, and should be back for Saturday. I want to say I'm doing some more Mechwarrior Online. Finally got my weekend schedule more or less sorted out. Yeah, until then, I've been NekoboyBlue. You can follow Twitch and Twitter and whatnot, get notifications when I go do stuff. Let's go say hi to Sheba Starfire. You all have a good night. Bye!